guys? Can everybody see and hear me? I've been having technical difficulties, and that is no excuse. I am late by 1 minute, and I apologize. Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Flicks. Let's see who all's in here. I'm going to go through and give a bunch of howdy hoes. Let's see, we got Marco Scammell was in here early. Marco, channel member, what's up, brother? Neil McKenzie, channel member, what is up? Sharp Guy ATX, channel member, my man. Colby, what is up? Venable, let's see, Colby, Venable. Good to see you, my man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. NFK, aka Nuts for 920, channel member, welcome, brother. Joe Isabella, welcome. I got a package from Joe Isabella. I'm going to share some stuff. It'll be part of the giveaway tonight. He is an absolute, not only a wonderful brother, but a hell of a craftsman. Marco Scammell, what is up, brother? I think I said hey to Marco, channel member, but I'm going to say hey again. My main man, Acid Test Kids. You know, I'm from the school of Jerry Garcia, by the way. I did 63 shows before he died. And I did not see Dead and Company or Rat Dog or any of the post Grateful Dead things. But that's a whole other story. Brand new American channel member, what is up? I think I said hey to Marco Scala, but he's always worthy of a bunch of hellos. Greg Maroney, channel member, what is up? And my brother Paul Mills is sharing some killer stuff with me on IG, and I appreciate it, buddy. I urge any of you guys, if you get a chance, if you're not over on IG, I get it because it's plugged into Facebook. But I've been kind of a long-term IG user and just recently started a profile for about a year ago, a little over a year ago, where I just post knife content, and I joined some knife content groups over there. But if y'all over there, hook up with me. It's just like it is here, J Evans _ knife addict life. And I'll even throw it up here. It'll we can DM, we can catch up, we can ask each other questions in real time. I think that's got it. That's my IG, even though it doesn't say so. But it's good to see you, Paul. Joseph S. Be up always, always, always. Almost wore my Jason shirt tonight, but it's in the wash. I wore it Wednesday. But yes, Jason's always here, and we're always being up. It's one thing about Friday nights, and guys, I can tell you, it has been shitty in Team Javon's world, but it is Friday night, and I'm where I would rather be. It's here, sitting here hanging out with you guys, getting primed for said faction, staying up late. Saturday nights, I stay up late. Like, I'll record content at what was that? That was a weird little glitch. Blade Ogre, channel member, what is up? Dave 13, hello, guys. And I know Metal Complex is still going with his giveaways. I will wait for you guys. We won't do anything till y'all get back. But he's going. I know he's got some stuff going where he might have finished by now. But I was over there checking that out for a little bit. T Fetch, our most easternly, as the globe spins, partner that I'm aware of right now. I'm guessing it is 1 o'clock where you are, T Fetch. Let's see if I missed anybody. I don't think I did. Mayor Salt, what is up? Junior Miz, what is up, guys? I'm gonna make a statement when we greet everybody. Pedro Armstrong, channel member, what is up? Scott D, channel member, what is up, and welcome and thank you. Granny, what's up? Good to see you. We've got Craig Wilkes, channel member, what is up? And guys, I'll warn you too, if anybody leaves super chats or new members or makes member statements, somebody let me know, because when I was opening my YouTube comments, which show me the little green marks when people do stuff so I can call it out, it kept crashing my system. So I'm just going through what I can read in StreamYard. So don't think I'm ignoring any of you guys, because I am not. And I'm getting weird glitch. Kevin Weininger, what is up, my man? I know it's not my internet because my internet is speedy. I always test it before I go live. Ginger Fisher, channel member, what is up? Drink water, channel member, welcome, my friend. There's my South Alabama buddy, Jim Miller, what is up? I'm wanting to see if Ed Harrison gets in his night. Make sure he, the weirdest thing happened, guys. I've been priding myself on after giveaways, I ship out the next day, right? Saturday. So Ed gave me his address and I shipped. I didn't think anything else about it. And Tuesday, I got a package, and it was what I packaged my shit in. I was like, wow, somebody sent me something like I sent them. And it was Ed Harrison's package being returned to me. And it was the right city, right state, right zip code. Somehow, I don't know if pirate ship auto populated or if I bastardized the label. But anyway, I apologize. The Ed was delivered today. So I want to make sure he got his NAS. Let's see if I missed anybody. Then I'll get off my soapbox. Robert Douglas, welcome, welcome. Good to see you, buddy. But guys, all right, I think I'm about caught up. If I missed you, we'll get back to it in a second. Crew Best channel member, what is up? Man, I appreciate y'all being here so early. There's so much else going on, and y'all know I'll be here till midnight. Let me get that. What is up? Lord Needham, my brother. Lord Needham, I'm allegedly, and I don't trust the post office because it's in Atlanta now, but I've allegedly got something just awesome coming tomorrow. Carco, what is up, brother? But what I was going to say first is just jump on a soapbox real quick and then jump off because I know, I hope you guys know me. So this is an Ethan Grow 905 that I picked up on Amazon. And there's another knife that will never be spoken of. But this was picked up on Amazon. It's 14C. It is $69.75 in titanium. I've taken it apart. I buy a lot of shit on Amazon. I mean, I buy podcast stuff. I bought Brother Knives. I bought some pry bars. I shop Amazon usually between the hours of 2 and 4 in the morning. So I'm not always thinking straight. But when I get a knife in, part of the reason I'm getting it in is to share it with you guys. And I have recently, I didn't film it because I don't support clones and I don't support companies that profit from clones. But I also don't pretend to know all the answers. So with this knife here, the 905, I did a quick review that launched today. And I did on my own, I broke this knife down to see if it was built with the same, half-inch pivot, built, like a knife that I would want if I was looking to spend under $100 and get a work knife and I was not loyal to any particular company. When I took this knife apart, it is less than stellar. None. I mean, this knife, I took it apart and then I did a bearing swap in my Medford Slim Midi, which is coming up later this weekend. And I don't want to really show this, even though I think it would be beneficial for people to see what these knives look like when they're taken apart if you haven't hung out with one. But my soapbox is I do not support clones. I do not support counterfeits. I don't support, shady shit. It's just not my gig, right? I'm not about shady shit. And I always feel like I'm very upfront, very transparent. If I'm talking about shady shit like I did on the other knife, the 225, I admit it. I say, look, this has kind of made me feel dirty. So anyway, Ground Fog, what's up? Pretty Fly, what is up, channel member? But I don't want you guys to think that, oh, Javon's channel's turning into a clone channel. Javon's channel is not turning into a clone channel. Javon's going to continue to bring you guys both killer knives like this. I also will bring you guys killer knives like this. And I even want to bring you guys killer knives like the Kubi, not the Kubi. I've gotten rid of all my Kubis, but like my Miguron Moirel, which is in running with this sub $100 knife, which I think, unless something major changes, this is going to be my pick for sub $100 knife, with one caveat that you go to Amazon and you buy $11.95 Civivi clip, depending on what you're trying to match. If you've got a jade one, I would recommend the stonewashed. If you've got the dark green with the black hardware, I picked up the black, but this clip is so much better. But this knife, guys, is every bit as good as my Vision R. Now, of course, I like the weight, I like the materials of my Vision R, but in terms of action, and will this open boxes and do the shit that I have to do in an urban EDC? Absolutely. Very well. And it's 83 bucks, I think, on Amazon. But anyways, that was my soapbox, guys. I don't want y'all to think that I'm the clone guy, because I'm not. And I've heard some of that, and I know it's just been joking, and I know that because Kevin and I are like BFFs, so we'll pick on each other. And part of the reason that we had that debate on Off the Edge, which got a lot of people's attention, was because we both like to argue. So he knows that if I take one side, he's going to take the opposite side. If I take a side, he's going. If I'm going to take a side, he's going to take the other. If he takes a side, I'm going to take the other. So when we talk about Joe Isabella, I call it Joe Jank. Joe makes this killer jank. This super, super smooth wood with mosaics, or these little resin stones. And I don't know how well, I've tried to give myself more light tonight so y'all can see stuff. But I was amazed when he said he wanted to send me something. I was absolutely amazed at the quality of these little Joe Janks. And I want to make sure that we've got a member giveaway tonight, which I need to put the link in here. That reminds me, for all the members, because we're giving away Love Them Knives first knife, the LTK Vandal. But this thing is about the same length as a 4Max. And this is the M390. And I don't know why I'm having trouble flipping it. Lord, you don't want to let your relative go, buddy. Don't tip me, but I've got a MagnaCut relative, clip point. I bet yours is LMAX, isn't it? Which is make me want to collect it for a different metal. The relative is one of my favorite EMP EDC knives. I'll tell you the one that surprised me the most that is out for a reason. The Nimble T2, which is the second variant, like the revision. I'd like to get a hardware kit for it, but this knife is, it just shows me that even with a pretty early design, that EMP EDC continues to make their products better. And my hats are off to John and Jamie for building an awesome, exciting company. I've been seeing on Instagram the out the front. I played with the out the front when I was at Blade Show, and I've never been interested in an out the front before. Guys, I'm trying to scroll all the way to the front. So if I miss Patty's potatoes peelers, I just want somebody to say hey to you. Good to see you, brother. My daughter was in town yesterday. Or was it today? It was yesterday. Or today. Whenever you had your live at about 1 o'clock Central Time here, we both watched you. And I told her I thought you were from Northern Ireland, but I hope I wasn't wrong. But hats off to John and Jamie, EMP EDC. They are doing some amazing stuff. And the out the front they've been posting on Instagram. So I saw that knife at Blade Show. And I've never been drawn to microtext when I first, like right out of college, when I started getting my Kershaw blur, my first Boker, my Boker Klishnikov. I got a fake little Chinese out the front, like I mean a tiny one, like a letter opener, smaller than the UTX, whatever it is. But I could never really actuate. I never had the use for a thin bladed OTF that was activated by a spring, and then B, I could never. It was always hard for my thumb, and I'm sure I could work it out by getting it stronger, but it was hard for me to retract any OTF back in. I've heard that there are certain ones that, like Guardian Tacticals, wouldn't have a hard time. But my point is, I've never liked the look of one until I saw the new EMP EDC. Um, Again, I'm going to give this the wrong idea, but to me, it looks like a blade similar to this coming out. So it's not a little thin blade. It looks like this blade in a double action out the front. What is up? What's the point, EDC? Welcome. It is an absolute beautiful knife, and I've even told and joked with John that I need to start doing thumb workouts, but I don't know how to get it. May just be arthritis. I can't retract that knife. I sat there and worked with it at Blade Show. BEDC, what is up, brother? Welcome, guys. But Jamie, John's wife, can retract it, and maybe it's just that I'm not used to it. But I think it's absolutely a cool knife, and I urge you guys. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a quick peek at it because I've never seen a. It gives me different vibes than a OTF, and again, that's just me, subjective. I haven't been around the game for that long. You guys may know specific knives that this looks like, and it may not even be on their website. I might have to look at the IG. But it's a breeze to take apart. That's what I've started getting into, guys. I've started getting into not taking apart brand new knives, or knives that don't need to be taken apart. But I'm not scared to take apart what I used to be scared to, like my Medford. I did a bearing swap in my Slim Midi, and that knife is built so well, just like my Henders, comes apart like a dream, goes back together like a dream. Had no problem accepting these super nice skiff solid bearings. Absolutely. Let's see. All right, here we go. I'm going to share this with you. Y'all tell me when you can see this, and tell me if you've seen this before and if you think it's cool. Because this is coming from someone who does not like or does not own an OTF. And this is a good size knife. I want to say that's it in Jamie's hand, which is probably a medium, large size hand. But doesn't that look different? I'm curious what y'all's thoughts are on that. I think it's dope too, Pizza Operator. I just wish I could actuate it. That's why I'm not gonna be able to probably jump on one. Ed, channel member, what is up, my friend? Every one of y'all, I'm going to run over here and get the link. I hope you signed up for this. Even if you don't want it, sign up for it and make somebody's day. You can give it away. It's a really good knife. I think I point out in the video that if you sit there and you spine whack it, it will fail. Cole and I both have one. We found out at Blade Show 2 years ago that it's a big knife, 4-inch blade, right? So I recommend you don't whack it. I couldn't get it to fail the second time I spine whacked it. The first time I spine whacked it, I could. But if you put steady pressure on it, it will not fail. It is an absolute beast of a knife. And this is his V2. So this is the one that has M390, and it is, I forget what else he changed. He changed one more thing. I'm getting ready to drop this in the chat. Whoops. So I'm going to drop this link in the chat, and I'm going to pin it because we'll do something else for the general giveaway. All right, so hopefully, and I'm going to close these out so I don't crash my computer. Hopefully now we have a link that is in the chat that you guys, all you members, need to go just leave a, you can't just leave the finger because the channel picker won't get it. But you can just leave a howdy. You can leave a what up. You can leave anything as long as it's not a what YouTube feels to be an offensive word and it's not just an emoji, which I don't agree with either of those. But hey, it's not my sandbox. I just play here with you guys. But what I got in this week, a couple of really cool things. Probably the coolest of which so far that I've been most blown away with is the Devo Growler. As you guys know, these are no longer around. They sold out in about 3 hours. The aluminum, the G10, and the carbon fiber. I also picked up, and I think the video launches tomorrow. I did a full disassembly on this and added the purple hardware kit, which Devo had a few of. So I've actually put the hardware kit in my cart at first because I didn't know how many sets they had. And then I put this knife in the cart and checked out, got lucky. It came in. I've also got a V1 growler. This is my favorite overall design from Devo knives. But guys, they did so many, and Kubi did a fantastic job. But the jimping on this knife, the sliceability. I mean, this knife, to me, you've got these finger rests very similar to Tactical Terry. Welcome, brother. I think it's similar to that. I think it's similar to an Evo on a little different, smaller scale, but I think it's similar to a lot of knives, and it's really a tall, flat grind. This knife was 99 bucks after I put in my code, and then I spent 35 less my code for this purple hardware. I just did it to support the guys, but what I got in return was I got this titanium pivot collar, clip screw, body screws for both sides. I got an additional clip that I didn't need because I was just keeping the same clip. And then I got internal stop pins, a new internal pivot, because the pivot, this is a captive pivot, but you'll notice that it's like all pivots, you can take the side out. So I couldn't switch it out. Ian Coates, what is up? D-Metal channel member, what is up? Gracian and Todd Carr. I'm just sitting here giving my most recent acquisition, which was the Devo Growler. I haven't been buying as much lately, and probably for a while we'll settle down. I've got a banger coming in, thanks to Lord Needham. But I'm going to pick up some stuff. I think you're going to see me dip into a lot of different areas. I'm going to continue down the fixed blade path, the small fixing. I'm really loving them. I'll tell you what I'm carrying today, and this knife is getting ready to be ready. They're still taking reservations. I think there are a few spots left. This is the TKL little Piranha. It's their little small EDC knife. So for example, it's much smaller than the Wii Vision R, but I keep it in my back pocket. It's got a really nice Kydex sheath. It is super slicey. It's made over in Georgia, and I don't know if y'all saw the video today, either Jared's video yesterday, Neves, or TKL, Tim's video today, who makes this knife. He and Jared are collaborating on Jared's defense. It's getting ready to come out. They just did prototypes Jared showed on his channel. But I was so stoked. I reached out to Jared and I said, I'm so glad to see you doing business and working with TKL Knives to do your knife. I think that's awesome. They're over in Georgia, which is one state over from me. It's basically Tim and Suzanne and their employees. They've grown, I want to say, they're still under 15, maybe under 10 people, but they do an amazing job. And this little knife here, you can go over to TKL Knives, and this is before I put the discount, because for some reason, and it's not an affiliate link, they've got a special link that I've got to give you guys. It's basically their website, then my name. I'll throw it in this scroller if you want one. But you can go over there, and this knife, before any discount, I want to say is $129. It's 80 CRV HD that's heat treated amazingly well. And then it's treated with what looks like a stone wash. But what that actually is that is a nitrate boron finish. It's the same finish that Tim's a veteran. His military family, he's retired. And this is a finish they used on bolt carriers or PPUs and other PPU parts. And it really brings the hardness and the edge retention up to this knife. I did 2 shorts with a couple of smaller knives. Let me drop this link in here. With a couple of, they're smaller knives, not smaller than this one, but the other one that's out right now, that's getting ready to come in, I think they've got reservations left for this. This is called the Raider. So if we compare it to our Wii, it's going to be closer to our Civivi. It's going to be closer to our Civivi size. More of a, primary carry EDC knife. I carry my fixed blade as a backup, but I hacked through some bamboo with this in 36 seconds the other day. But these are great knives. The reason, again, my squirrel brain wanted to go there is these are getting ready to sell, and I'll go to their site. And I wanted y'all to know that Jared's got a video out, and TKL has a couple of shorts out. I don't know if they've done any other content, but they both let the cat out of the bag. They're doing this little knife. It's not my jam. I'll probably buy it to support Jared and to support them, but it's more of a fighting knife or a self-defense knife. So this is, all right, these are the ones that are back in stock soon. That's not the knife I have. That's a full-size knife. Let me show you what we got. The Raider's coming back in stock. That's $200 before your 10% discount, but I got to give you the information for the discount. But the one that I'm thinking is the coolest that I carry almost every day, let me go to EDC. It's this one, the Piranha. You can choose your handle. Like you can go in here and choose your grip color. You can choose the kind of clip you want. They show them down here what type of clips they have. And the one I would reach out to and talk to them about is the little new clip that they've been trying out, that there's concealment carry. It's very similar to a, what do they call it? I'm trying to think of the name of that clip. I have about 20 of them. What's it called? I've got one right here. It's called a Ulti-Clip. It's very much like an Ulti-Clip, but it doesn't have a movable part. Let's see if he's got Jared's knife on here, because I'll go show you Jared's video if y'all are interested at all. Let me come back to the chat. Are y'all interested in seeing that? Ulti-Clip is exactly right, guys. And since y'all both are aware of it, I don't know if you've ever seen a deep concealment, but I just carry this in my back pocket, and I can tell you guys it's hard to get out. But if you look at this clip, let me make myself big. So see how that clips over and it's got the little 45-degree coming back that hooks under my hem? Now, if you look at that next to the Ulti-Clip, it's very similar premise. It's got the same little 45. The difference is you don't have this finger breaker of a clip to get it to retain, and it weighs about, I'd say, less than a half. It's just that little piece of metal that loops over, and they're called deep concealment carry clips. I think that's what it says. Concealment's in the name, I know that. Nah, it's just got a little funky logo. But anyway, yeah, those are really cool. And if y'all did not get a chance, I'm going to go over to Jared's channel because I am so proud of him. And I think of him as a little brother, regardless of what y'all think. I was watching his channel back when he had very few subscribers. Not very few. I mean, he had a handful. But he always talked about his past. He always talked about trying to keep kids out of trouble. I think he's a man of his word. I know he's a man of his word, but I think he gives back a lot to people just around there without saying a word. But let me find this video right here. And y'all probably seen this.
Whatever it hits, it's going to rip and tear through and will most likely be life-threatening with very, very little effort. And that's another thing I want. I want something that does maximum damage with very, very little effort. And that's what this will do, 100%. So in the situation that you have to use it, you know, it's just slashing an arm or something, it's going to create a large wound channel and will.
Anyway, as you guys know, I'm more of an EDC, urban EDC guy that carries a light knife, a slip joint. I carry an all-American carry today, but and I'm not really a self-defense guy. I figure I've got a SIG 365 for that, and I've been looking for a good reason for a justifiable homicide, but that's probably what I would use before I use a knife. If I had to use a knife, I would have one on my person, like today I'm carrying, and then we'll find out what you guys carried. My primary carry was my flipperless American-made Hinder Eclipse, my TKL Piranha, which I put in my back pocket, and I just hook it under that hem. That way I can pull it without the sheath coming out. And then my Slippy was my second GEC. I've had a little problem with these. Hopefully I've stopped at 5. But I had this GEC, sweet little number 86, in linen red micarta. Ian Coates had his Sangre Street on him. I can't beat it, but I can't believe you weren't carrying. I know you had something else on you too. I know you had something else on there. Yeah, Bluminati. I'd love it if you guys hit the likes, but I never, ever look at that stuff. I appreciate it. And I've learned from a lot of channels who've done really, really well that that stuff's important, right? But that's not really the reason that I like having access to the platform. I enjoy having access to the platform because it gives me access to a community of people that I really didn't have access to before. I mean, when I found this community 2.5 years ago when COVID was first cranking up, I was into buying guitar pedals, Sangre and the Bexar. Nice combo, my friends, nice combo. And then that had its mofo and a Pina Mula. Sweet, Gracian. That is awesome, buddy. But yeah, when I found this community, it was just all about looking at knives, getting to know the people, that didn't happen until I started going to Grateful Panic's Friday I'm in Live. That's where I opened up and realized there was a community. And after that, it's been great. Forrest had his EXO, his Harsey, and his pocket organizer. I saw a picture of that on Instagram. And if you guys are not following Forrest SLR, give that guy a follow. And you guys should all have wrenches. Throw your IGs in there, connect with each other. I think the tighter we get, yeah, there'll be a few disagreements, but it'll make us a stronger community. Cheeto Bandito, Soggy Cheeto, aka Soggy Cheeto, had the Demco 20.5 and the GEC 34. Banging combo. Remind me to tell you my findings on the GE or the Demco and the Demco 80 20.5 D2, aka the Flotanium Arcadia. I've been looking at the Bexar too. I'm afraid for the cash, I'm only $100 away from a Jack Wolf, and I know it can't be that good, even though it's super thin. I just know it in my heart. I want to do it. I've already got a tactile turn, but I've already got a Jack Wolf, and it is American. Jim Miller, the CDC Salem, and the Handsome, and the Spew and the Bell. Buddy, I'm so glad you're getting use out of that knife. That is a stabby little knife, and it stokes me out that you're using it. You got to feel the tactile love, Ian. I had the slim pin first. I gifted that to Dark Gravity because I kind of wanted the standard, and that gave me the excuse to get the standard because at the time I didn't need two. And then I purchased a Rockwall, really liked it. But when the Bexar was getting all of its love and hype, I was totally anti slip joints. I swore I'd never own one. That's for old people. Fuck that. Yada, yada, yada. I was an idiot, right? I was looking down a narrow hallway, which is okay because I think we need to come through the hobby on our own way, right? I think it really needs to be something where we all find our own way and have a place where it's safe to come back and ask questions or bounce ideas or share something cool that you got or bring something to somebody's attention. Like this was brought to my attention, which we're going to talk about in a second. This was brought to my attention a couple of weeks ago, and it's an Etsy deal that I want to talk to y'all about. If I remember, I will. Pretty Fly carried his cold steel airlight, the Fox Yaru, which is a sweetie, and an Artisan Sea, which is also an excellent knife. I had that knife and slayed a lot of cardboard with that. Pizza operator carried his large Spartan Horsey and an SVD 8. The Spartan Horsey that I've got my eye out for, it can be large or small. I prefer the 3 1/4 is a Plague Doctor. I love the Plague Doctor pattern. I don't know why. But I do. It speaks to me more than the actual knife or as much as the knife. The Mayor Salt had the Demco 80 20.5 and a serrated bird hawkbill and a Malkoff MDC light. Nice, buddy. And I'm telling you, you can't beat a serrated blade if you were going to need it. Did your link work for us? Let me see, make sure. I'm going to have to, guys, if I crash, y'all keep chatting and everything should be okay. I should be able to come back in. It'll just, my little picture will be gone and y'all think I'm gone, but I'm not gone. I'm just coming back. So if for some reason, I'm going to pop this out just so I can make sure everybody's got the mic. Whoops, that's not John. All right, let me pop it out. Close that. Chat. Because Forrest, I'm wondering if you had. All right, Forrest has got a wrench. This is just a quick wrench check, guys. I'll be right back with you. I think everybody is wrenched up. And I think you guys can see in YouTube, if for some reason you don't have a wrench by your name, holla. Neil McKenzie, I wish 3 years ago when you guys act like Sezzle's this new thing, right? I wish I could think of the music place. It's not Sweetwater. It's not the ones that we all go to that were over in Memphis, Tennessee. And they had this, if you had a credit card, you could buy stuff in 4 payments. It wasn't called Sezzle. They were doing it in-house or through their own company. There was no interest unless you were late. And I bought a Voodoo pedal board. What I'd wanted is a Jerry Garcia envelope filter. So I got a Mutron, an actual Mutron from the guy that made the original Mutrons. And built out my ideal pedal board from when I was actually playing in bands. It would have been great then. But so I've got my Fender Blues Deluxe. I've got an old Fender Strat Plus, like an 87, 88 Fender Strat Plus, which I love. and I've got a PRS, newer Les Paul looking guitar. But I've not played that pedal board. I've got a killer case for it, so it's not getting dusty. It's got a hard case because I had to buy all the toys. And luckily got into knives shortly thereafter, because right when COVID started, that company over in Memphis, and I'll think of the name in a second, but they quit doing their pay in full without a credit check. And I've got fine credit. I just wasn't going that route because I wasn't looking. I mean, to me, it was just like I'm on an every 2-week rotation, which I was at the time, and it made sense. Joe Isabella, the talented Joe Jank, man. And this camera doesn't do this justice. Was carrying his Frag 20 CV Cormorant. I've got the OG PlayStation Cormorant, the Tucson TS 25-3 Fixie. That's another great knife. And the Boker USB. Didn't you hook Matty up with his 150 and the Kershaw Culpeper Slippy? Nice carry, buddy. Blade Ogre. We had a lot of Demco guys. The John Demco Riverwolf and the J Cal number 15, the Sleazy Ogre. God, guys, Jason is just killing it. I need to make sure he hasn't reached out because I didn't hear from him today. Just checking real quick, guys. I get real bad about not checking the social medias like I should. And I never want to miss anybody. Forrest is making the best hanks in the game. Let's go to EDC Roundtable while we're all here. Let's just check this out. I love looking at what Forrest has got in stock. And know, guys, that you can reach out to Forrest. And Forrest, if I'm saying wrong, just quote Evans is an idiot. Some Jack's Jank, but you can reach out to Forrest with your logo, with the logo that you want to have done. You know, and he'll tell you if he can't do it because the threads are too crazy or whatever. Tell you a story about this. My buddy A to Z EDC, which I tried earlier today to figure out, and without having his login to Instagram, I can't go get comments off a thing. So I wanted to raid his Instagram to do a giveaway tonight because he doesn't have nearly as many followers. But when he got his original EXO years ago, he knew Joe through me, and he reached out and got the first EXO sheath that Joe made. And that's why I think, if Joe might even tell you, that's why he really got in love with that knife. And if I'm not mistaken, he made Jeff, when Jeff got the XOM, even though it has a clip, he made him a sheath for it too. But guys, these Scouts carry straps are $20. I've got straps that I've got immediate gratification issues. I bought these on Amazon, and after all was said and done, they were right around $15. $25. But these straps right here are so much better. I mean, a handcrafted, branded Lancelot leather strap. And just these hanks. I'll show you some real life ones here too. And when you're on this homepage, you're going to get a mixture. This is a great wallet. I've not gotten one of these yet, but this is definitely on my wish list. You can get different thread patterns, different leather colors. I hope y'all can see this and I'm not boring you guys, because when I'm over here, I can't see the chat. So I apologize. I try to talk so y'all can at least scream cuss words at the screen, whichever screen you're looking at. Then we're going to dive in. I mean, look at that. And what I've got, let me get my chick. Stop the chair for 1 second. I've got an OG before I ever had a channel. I think Forrest just came up with this on his own. I didn't have a channel or anything. We met each other at Blade Show 2022. Was it? It was 2 years ago. And then I had to jump on the meth cat tie-dye. Love, love, love Maddie's art. I kid him about that, but at the same time, the business side of me feels like I need to go grab him by the ear and say, come on, man, we could do something with this. The EDC Roundtable Mushroom Stevie Hank, loving it. The Javon Forest Hank. And then where's my Stevie eating the pickle? That's my prized possession. Here it is. Might have already shown that. I mean, how great is that, guys? Ian Coates is exactly right. Some of the best in the game, and the only one I know that'll get you something that's absolutely customized. So let's go back to Jared real quick. I'm going to stick over here with you guys because I went nuts. Let's see. Lord Needham, what did you carry today, my friend? Field Duty 3.5. I went to the website, and even though you and I are twinsies, I learned the official name is a Field Duty folder. Now, Leon did not tell me that, but when it first came out, I knew it as a 3.5, but it is the actual Field Duty folder if you go to leonmy.com. But that carbon fiber, guys, is unreal. But he carried that, and he carried the Dawn V1, which is a beautiful knife. I've never experienced it. He carried the Mini Tempest, that I don't think his is a Bowie. And he carried the Gunslinger, a slip with no clip. That's just banging. And he showed his shoes, too. It is the Bear, dude. I'm sorry. I always say Bexar, even though I know it's from Bear County, Texas. It's pronounced Bear, even though it's spelled Bexar. I think Bexar has more ring to it. But it is the Bear. But if you say the Bear, a lot of people don't know what you're talking about. They're like, what's he talking about? Josh, you had an absolute winner. And if you like this absolute winner, I urge you to go to White Mountain Knives and look at the S90V Max Ace Meerkat. It's a little bit smaller knife. It's a little bit different. It's S90V in titanium instead of M390, and it's $158 before discount. It is great. And here it is, a little bit smaller than the Black Mirror, but it's a little thicker. But the Black Mirror is a winner, without a doubt. And the little Meerkat is a winner, without a doubt. Max Ace is absolutely killing it. And the first Max Ace I got was the Sandstorm, but my first nice Max Ace, after seeing a Therapeutic Edges review, is the Max Ace Babylon. This is the V1, which blew me away when I got it. It's got probably one of the best actions of any button lock, even my Malibus, because it's a 4-inch blade. I mean, it's a big honking. But they go from that, to something real simple. Max Ace is killing it, guys. Keep an eye on them. They are one of my faves. And some of the stuff doesn't speak to me at all. Roman M, welcome, my friend. I don't think I said hey to you yet. The XM18 skinny slicer and a gunslinger jack. I love it. All right, what is y'all's, and then I'll get back to the carries. What's y'all's thought on the new Jack Wolf that looks like a side buster? I can't think of the name of it. The Pioneer Jack. I love it. I'm nuts about it. It might be my third. I might have no choice but to buy it. I'm not digging the full titanium, but that's just me. I just don't see them on those knives. But anyway, I'm digging the Pioneer. Brother Mike McLaughlin, channel member, what is up? The PMP2 user 2 today. I do not have that in this case, but I've got a black one, and I love that knife. It is a great knife, and it was another really good value. Scott B, the Corvette XL and the Mini Corvette, a matching pair. Awesome. Kresk, good to see you, my friend. The Asher Nomad 3.0 and M390 today. That is a great knife, too. I reached out today. I was texting back and forth or DMing with Spence. I love what he's doing with fixed blades. I don't know if you've been following their Instagram. Let me just go to it, and we'll share it. We'll look at it. We don't have any plans, do we? Let's go Asher. Let's go right here. He's got 2 accounts, so one of them's a rip-off account. I forget which one. I think it's the other one that's a rip-off account. So let's look at this. Whoops, did not mean to do that. All right, let's do this, 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 this. Now, I know Mateo got one of these. Mateo has one of these knives. But check this out. Now, I wouldn't do the tie handle. You can get other handle materials. They just make it too heavy for me. But check this out. He showed this today, and I was like, absolutely, I'd be interested. A sheep's foot Nomad. Dude, he's just killing it. I mean, the knives are so freaking good. Look at that white carbon fiber on that Nomad with a thumb hole. I mean, they're so good, guys. If you haven't had a chance to experience an Asher knife, I've given away a couple, but I've kept a couple too that I can't get rid of. I don't have this one. I've got this one in a frame lock, but he's really pushing the envelope on a good value knife for right at or right under $100. Good carry though, my man, Crest. It's an awesome knife. And then Ed, channel member, carried his Heretic Manticore X. That is a badass knife. Very, very badass knife. Forrest, we're at a custom last week. Are you getting to that spot, dude, where it just gets out of control? I've been there from time to time, and then I'll get caught up and I'll get back there again. And now I'm getting ready to be working at finding my own way out of the corporate world, the corporate shed, the corporate umbrella that was keeping me so safe, but sucking my soul. Kaiser Escort, and a Kaiser K-Box Fixie, and a GEC 71 Burgundy for Joseph S. Beautiful, buddy. Very pretty. Yeah, Forrest, we need to know. We need more information, bud. What'd you order? Forrest, yours is beautiful. Again, I was never... Guys, if I'm buffering, let me know. I hope to be with you guys. Am I far behind? It could be, but my internet should be strong. I'm hardwired in. My upload speeds were huge when I got on. Don't crash. Beast is having trouble with his knife. I'm not going down, Colby. Welcome, buddy. I'm glad you're here. I hate the situation that brought you here, but I'm glad you found us. I feel like I ought to do a giveaway. Mark, congratulations. I know why you love it, because A, it's a good knife. Do you have the 4-inch or the 3 1/4? It's a well-built American knife, which I equate with 2 pieces of titanium, a well-thought-out liner and lock geometry, a well-thought-out blade, and the Spartan Harseys that. And then the Plague Doctor pattern, in my humble opinion, is so appealing because we were all consciously living through that bullshit. That's why you love it. That's why I love it. That's why it's the only one I'll settle for. That's the only one I'm wanting. Or it could be the YouTubes. A lot of times I've had platforms cause it to be crazy. Uh-oh, dang, Ross. I've got to pull that up. Hold on, guys. And remember, if I crash the stream, y'all just sit tight and I'll be back. And I won't crash it. Electronics. Dude, is this your cousin right here? And then I'll get out of this because I know people didn't come to see this, but you guys don't realize that not only do you inspire me, but I learn stuff from you guys. Is this your cuz? Because, dude, I'll order a fuzz or something from him. I got. Let me get back in the chat. Is that him? Dang, Ross, is that your cuz? Awesome, dude. If any of you guys are guitarists, if any of you guys get into effects, which means we want to make our sound more decent because we know we suck. This guy, I'm always for boutique guitar pedal makers. One of my biggest, hey Alice Paracord, what is up? I'm a big fan of Josh over at he's got a YouTube channel. He's in Nashville. He makes JMD pedals, I think. I forget. But I'm all a big fan for anybody that's making pedals with circuitry, and you watch them test it. It's just so cool. And they're basically just taking a guitar signal, and absolutely, it does, Joe Isabella. It's starting to feel like fall. It's absolutely starting. Dude, that's great. But that is his website, right? Summer School Electronics. I put up the right site, right? Let me go back to the site. Because it looks like, and it's not uncommon for a pedal maker to focus on one sound or another. It looks like he's in Dirty Sounds. Let's see. Oh, he's got a delay. But yeah, he looks like he's into the dirt. Dirt pedals put what I consider spank on them. Twang Thang could probably speak to that. But guys, y'all are going to make me not film tonight. Y'all are going to make me break out my freaking Blues Deluxe and my pedal board and get the neighbors, which are 20, 30 feet away on another lot, just all worked up. Because I can literally rattle the windows. Paper Tiger, what is up, buddy? Now, any of y'all that are channel members, I need to go and check and see how many people have signed up for the giveaway. But we're also going to do a random giveaway, but there's nothing y'all need to do because I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet in terms of how I'm going to pick somebody. I think I've decided on what I'm going to give away. I think. Moment of silence for the beautiful Countess Anna, the most pretty Michael Zeba model in the game. She's on vacation with her boyfriend over in Turkey. If you follow her Instagram stories, I wish her the best. They seem so happy. Have I shown you guys my Burt Blade Sweeney that I picked up a couple of weeks ago? That I loved until I started scrambling to get money together to buy the Voodoo, because I didn't plan on getting a Voodoo until my buddy A to Z EDC, who I'm going to pull his Instagram up now. Even though there's no way for me to pull comments, it would mean the world to me if you guys would go over and subscribe or follow A to Z EDC. I promise you, he's got a collection that's 10 times nicer than mine. You'll enjoy what you see in your stream. But if you comment that Javon sent you, he'll keep lending me stuff for the channel because he's the one that gives me. He let me borrow his video that I put the review up on, which has now got me getting my own video. But he's got. This is a knife I got to review that is a driver defense knife. But he's just got some really, really unique, beautiful pieces. Let me find his sharp. He's got 3 of these, but I love that paisley. But I'm going to grab his and put it in the chat. And I urge you guys, just for me and to hook him up, go give him a follow. You will appreciate it. He's just a dude. We went to college together, and then he'd kind of always been in the nights. Gratian, it is awesome. I've got one coming because of a brother in the community that made one available to me, and I was snagged it up. He held it for me for almost a week, which he doesn't know how much I appreciate that. Because a lot of times when the shit hits the market, you're not always ready to go. War Eagle's right. He's my Auburn buddy, and all we got to do is say go, hook 'em horns. But yeah, I was lucky to get the voodoo, and that's the only thing that has kind of made me not love the Sweeney as much. And it's not because the Sweeney's not a wonderful knife. The Sweeney to me is a very understated, simple gentleman's folder. Everything that the Knoll Knives Voodoo is not. So when I was trying to scrape together money for my brother from another mother's Voodoo, I just kept thinking back to, well, John, if you just hadn't jumped on the Sweeney, you'd have it ready to go. So it's the same, it was the same couch. But I can't think like that, and I can't let my mind think like that because knives are too. I think they're too personal. I think some of the best knives that I've picked up have been impulse buys, and I think some of the most disappointing knives that I've picked up have been long thought out, planned, think about it every way I can knives, right? I mean, they're all different. But what we're going to do for the general channel members, at least to get started, is I've got this Vosteed cutlery Corsair. Really nice bar lock. This guy sucks it back in. Whoops, it missed it there. But usually, without me doing anything, it sucks it all the way back in. So if I show you that next to my Benchmade, see the Benchmade just kind of goes wah wah, and I love my Benchmade. Whereas Corsair springs, I'm not going to do anything different with my hand. Well, it missed it that time. But the bottom line is, it's a very snappy detent on a VG10 micarta, brand new in box. I've got the box somewhere. I can find the box and still ship it out tomorrow. But that's going to be the general giveaway. But I don't know how I'm going to give that away yet. But we'll figure it out. I will figure it out. And each of the giveaways is going to come. The regular subscriber giveaway is going to come with the wooden Joe's Jank with the epoxy resin centerpiece. And the members is going to come with this jank, unless Joe throws up in the chat that I need to switch them around. So we'll have some pretty cool giveaways tonight. But I was going to show you guys what I got on Etsy. Somebody told me about it. Let me check. It's having to catch up, so I'm going to keep it up there. But I went to Etsy. Somebody had told me that there was a company there called, I don't want to bastardize it, so I want to get their sticker. I must have taken their sticker out. It's Teal Designs. So like when you look at this titanium knife, it's got a TD. I might be showing it backwards to you guys, but it's Teal Designs. And they've got a similar, I haven't taken it apart yet. But this guy makes these in his shop. And I know it looks Frankenstein-y, but it's made in US. I can't get the thumb stud because the detent is so tough on the lock, whatever that back lock is, that the way I open it is I just have to give it a little flick. But it's very smooth. I don't know why it's giving me a hard time, because that's probably because I'm not facing you. But it is a really cool little utility knife, which again, this wasn't the main thing I bought. This was the most expensive part of that order. But the coolest thing I got from them was, check out this badass little pry bar. See the TD up front there? Got a little flame anno on the back, blue anno on the clip and on the body. And then it's got these earth magnets that are super, super strong that hold 4 bits. So it holds, I've got a T6, T8, and a T10, and a Phillips. So I've got a magnet to hold a bit right there. And I've got a strong magnet to hold the bit right there. And I've got a strong magnet to store the bit, 1/4-inch bit of my choice or your choice, up to 4. And I mean, there's no rattle. If you read some of the Etsy reviews, somebody talks about some tool of theirs rattling. And I don't know if it's before they went to these earth magnets. I don't know if you can see them right at the base of the T6s. But this is a beast. I mean, for a screw, even though, you know, I've got way too many screwdrivers. All right, let me see if I've gotten down to the website. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll up. All right, I clicked on the patches, so I've got that for somebody next, but let me find. All right. It looks like a good pedal, and I'll tell you, reverb pedals, I've got reverb in my amp, and reverb pedals I have found are the best or easiest to get a good tone out of, because most of your tone is coming from either your drive or your amp itself, where the reverb's just adding spatial. But yeah, that's a good pedal, dude, and hell, you won it. So that's a mad win. Did I share that with y'all? Because I want to share now these patches. Whoop. So there's some cool stuff there. And let's see what else we got. I know one thing I wanted to. Dr. Prepper, what is up? I love the names, you ball. The Prepper. Is that your new channel? Throw up you should be a moderator, buddy. Throw your new channel up and I'll put it in the And I do think you're absolutely crazy for starting another channel. I mean, I think it's great, and I know that you'll do well with it because you're passionate about the stuff that you film. But man, and I know that's something big on your mind, but is it prepping related? Talk to me, G-Ball, G-Bizzle. I need a cleaning lady bad. I need a cleaning lady and a dentist that's not afraid to knock my ass out. Neil, now I'm a big fan in analog reverb. A lot of people can't tell the difference, and I'm tone deaf, but I've been around bands and been around amps long enough to tell the difference and know the difference. And that razor knife I showed you, that's in full titanium, does cost more than the Serge Panchenko, much lighter in G10. And if it was me, I would prefer to have the Serge Panchenko before y'all run off to Etsy. But we'll go to Etsy in a sec. Let me put G-Bizzle's new his new YouTube. First, I'm going to subscribe. I got to link the video.
Between the two, before we get started, I would like to clarify that I am
how do I write
by no means an expert on preparedness or survival. It is just something that I love to do. It is. What is happening, everyone? Welcome to Dr. Prepper. Today we will be discussing what this channel will be all about, what we will be doing, and what we will be covering. This channel will solely revolve around preparedness and survival.
All right, so we're going to go to this video. I'm going to put this in the comments. And I know we're not in a rush, but we might as well do it. I'm going to unpin the member giveaway because the member giveaway can go anytime. And I'm going to add G-Ball's video to Dr. Prepper. And I'm going to link it. It's pinned. And so what y'all need to do at some point, or if you want to be entered to win the Bostede Corsair, we will go in here and we will leave G-Ball a message, and y'all can say Javon sent you. He's already got 43 comments. $11 hours ago. So I'll do them by hours or see what's close. We'll find one of y'all to win. So what we want to do is just go in there, put a comment, and put the word Javon in there. And let's show G-Ball some love on his new channel. Homer Felites, welcome, my brother. Let's see who else I missed who slipped in. Drizzy, what's up? Dan B, 007. What is up? Dude, I'm so glad to hang out with you guys on a Friday night, especially after a shitty week. I don't know if this is on bearings or washers. I want to say it's bearings. We could take it apart. But I always used to get nervous when I'd win a knife from Kevin after he'd taken it apart. So I won't do that to you guys. The worst part was I'd have to watch Kevin's videos and yell at the screen because he'd leave out a bearing or something. He's come a long way. I mean, I don't know if y'all know this, but Kunwu has him as one of their in-state warranty people. People will send the knives to Kevin. He's got some Kunwu parts and some spares there, and he'll make modifications to knives. And the way he did it was get his hands dirty and making videos that people laughed at him about, like me. You stupid motherfucker. But I urge you guys to get in there and get your knives dirty, especially when you get something like the Growler that has super deep T8 pivots. I mean, T8 screws. When you look at these body screws, they're deep. They're like Chicago style screws where they're real tall headed. Really nicely done. And this knife comes apart like a dream. And what I was going to tell you all is I've been doing a lot of skip upgrades recently. And I've taken apart now a Medford, taken apart this knife and another one of these knives that are big, overbuilt titanium, 2 bearings and a blade, and a huge stop pin. These things come apart like tomorrow's. It won't let me edit my comment. Oh, don't worry about it, Pretty Fly. If I know you're here, buddy, if you come up, because the way I can't search by Javon. I'm just going to look and see if the person that won from the amount of time that we're looking at. If you win, we'll all remember that you can have a later comment or just make another comment. You don't have to put Javon in it. You can put a fresh comment in there, or I know you're here, buddy. But when taking these bigger knives apart, I don't know if y'all have ever had trouble. I'm going to let the fucking elephant in the room. Spyderco. Putting a paramilitary tube back together. Getting the liners to line up. Getting the scales to line up. With these big ass titanium knives, whether it be a Hinder, a Medford, Effengrow, I imagine a Strider. I imagine many knives that are more simple type knives. They really, it's hard to mess them up. It's hard to put them back together. When I put my Growler back together and when I put my Slim Mini back together, there was no way. I just tightened the pivot down all the way. It was perfectly centered. There was no side to side, no blade play, perfect drop, perfect action. And that was just a simple skiff swap. The only thing weird about a Hinder is you've got to start off with the T25 pivot, which I called Hinder manufacturing or whatever you'd call them when I first got my infraction, which uses the same pivot. I called out at Medford and I said, hey guys, I know you don't like us taking the knives apart, but can you just tell me what Torx or what bit you use? He goes, dude, take your knife apart. He goes, it's a T25. I wrote it down. It's either a T25 or a T30. I bought a pack on Amazon, and these knives come together or go apart and come together like butter. Put skiffs in my Hinder Jurassic. I was running it on washers for the last month. And so I cleaned it up. It's got a late detent. Tightened it all the way down. I mean, the pivot is torqued down. It's perfectly centered. No side to side. I'm a big fan of skiff bearings, or as they're actually called when you look at the bag, rocket glide rings. I had to remember that. They're rocket glide rings. And they really are like little rocket glide rings. And what's super cool, I don't know if I've got it in hand shot. Like when I bought my hardware pack for my Kevin and Colin threw in a clip, a couple of stop pins, a couple of back spacer posts, and some bearings. So I took some bearings out of the bag, and using this template, which I don't know if I've shown you guys how this works before, but you simply take a bearing and here's the rest of my growler hardware kit. But here are the bearings that came out of the growler. And they're good bearings. They're ceramic bearings. So when I took my Hinderer bearings out of my Jurassic, they were stainless steel. And I replaced them with phosphorus bronze and ceramic. So these are the bearings that come with the Devo growler. And that side looks normal, but that side has a track. This side is where it's stamped, and it's got this track that I always put towards the face of the liner so that I'm running the smooth side towards the blade. But all you do is you start going, all right, it won't fit through there. It won't fit through 3/16. It does fit through 1/16. So I can slide the bearing through 1/16. I can slide it through 2 millimeter, but it's way too tall. I mean, I can wiggle it through there, and it won't go through 3/16. So I know that this is a 1/16 height bearing, right? And then I take my hole, and I either take the pivot and run it through the hole, or I line the bearings up, and you'll see that this is a 5 millimeter to be perfectly tight. Whoops. It's a 5 millimeter bearing. And if I had a 5 millimeter pivot to put it on, you guys would see that. But basically, I've got a 1/4 inch, or excuse me, a 1/16 by 5 millimeter. So those are the bearings that these were 5 millimeter, 1/16, 11 ball. And they're solid. So they're not stamped. They're solid phosphorus bronze like washer with the bearings press fit in them. But this little tool, I think it's like 12 bucks. And you can go to the compatibility chart, which hats off to Lefty EDC and some other guys who really have jumped in and done a lot in terms of upgrading knives with skiffs. But if you go to the skiff website and click on bearing compatibility, whoops, I don't want to show you a video file. I want to show you the compatibility chart. So on Skiff site, you can go down here by alphabetical order, like an iMamba. I want some bearings from Arnaud Bernard iMamba. 3/16 by 1/16 by 14 ball. It doesn't look like they're in stock because there's not a link. So I want to put some in my Sweeney. 5 millimeter by 1/16 by 11. Those are the same ones I put in my growler. They're in stock. They're $11.99. And you'll notice that these are solid copper or phosphorus bronze racers with the ceramic balls inside them. And for 12 bucks, I mean, for a Civivi that's 40 bucks, yes, they'll make it feel a lot better. But do I necessarily want to put that money in a Civivi? Now I'm considering doing my Jaeger M. It's 6 millimeter, 1/16, 16 ball, which these are what you'd call double line. So you've got not just a single line of bearings, they're staggered. So you've even got more surface area contacting the bearing, primarily keeping your, keeping your, think of it as a base or a footprint for your bearing to ride on or your blade to ride on. But they're cool, guys. And you can go through here. You can look at any knife you want to. If somebody's put it together, here are a bunch of Civivs. And then you can go down here. Let's say the Civivi Soki, 5mm by 1/16 by 11. You're going to see these a lot. But like the Quibbit is 5mm by 3/64 pivot size, 15 ball. These ought to look like some cool bearings. Check those out. But they're in stock. And again, if you guys get to the checkout line and use Javon 10, I don't get anything except an attaboy for sending people over, but you guys get 10% discount. And here's where I'm going to probably do my Eclipse, but this is where I did my Triway, my Jurassic, because I knew it was on bushings. And I did in the video, you'll see the stainless steel hinderer bearings that come with it that are nice bearings, but they're stamped and they're stainless. And I just think these feel a lot better. But we'll get out of there and we will get out of there. And have you guys been jumping over to G Bizzle's page and leaving Dr. Pepper? I see we've got 43 subscribers. Let me go back over here and refresh. 67 subscribers. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Keep them coming, guys. Because I'll give this knife away. And then I'm going to let Joe Isabella, since this isn't the member giveaway, I'm going to let Joe Isabella say which jank should I give away with this. Should I give away the wood jank, Joe, or should I give away, and I'm sure this has got wood in it to it, but this strikes me as the Guitar Pick epoxy looking one, or should I save this for the members? But this is beautiful too. I want to put one in. Awesome, guys. I subbed too, and I hit the bell notification. Now, keep in mind, guys, we probably won't see another video from G Bizzle up there till, I don't know, November. Because I'm sure he's going to get sidetracked. A lot to do. Unless you need to do it, G Bizzle, where you're just doing little, like ramblings, like mind dumps, like where you're sitting either behind the camera, talking to the camera about things that are concerning you without having to do a lot of how-tos or demonstrations. You might be able to show off some gear, but I would do it kind of like a blog, like a what you're doing and why. I don't know why. I think that might be interesting. But what do I know? I've got to order some more skiffs. So is everybody, or does everybody feel that's in here? We got about 68 people. I want to make sure that everybody in here has had a chance to go over to G Bizzles. Let me put it back in. I've got it pinned at the top. Let's see how I can make it. Yeah, go sub to Dr. Preppa, not Pepper. I've got Dr. Pepper over there, but I've got another one of these I need to drink first. White chocolate. These are like a meal. I love it. Yeah, y'all spread it around. G Bizzle puts his heart into his content, and he's I find it enjoyable. He doesn't know, but I lurk a lot. Saturday morning, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a late night guy. Like, you might see me go live late tonight. I'm usually up once I wake up and get good enough. I'll be up till 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock this morning, and then I might sleep on and off a few times during the day. But in the mornings, I'm a good listener, but I'm not a chatter. I'm not going to I'll miss somebody. I'll be like, because I'm trying to type on my phone and watching on my Apple TV. Guys, I went to tried to buy the big brother of this LEP, this laser light I showed y'all last weekend at CountyCom. It's sold out. I even went and found the tritium vials I need. Let me show y'all. I think this would be so cool. Maybe they came back in stock. I doubt it. They say November. So let's go to CountyCom and let's show you guys the flashlight that I was very interested in. Even though this one, and I can't shine it at the screen, but what I can show you is if you just look at the light. See how that, it almost looks like a magnifying glass? It's got a funky bezel compared to any other flashlight I've got. And then this Maritac has just got this wacky laser. Well, it takes a blue laser that it emits, and then it breaks into full spectrum light. So when I shine it to that wall, it's probably a bright area, that bright, no flood at all. I mean, it stays thrown. I mean, it's like a banger. But I wanted to get its big brother, and it's expensive light, but you can sizzle it. Let me show you. And you can put tritium vials on it. Why do I need tritium vials on a flashlight that I'll never use? Well, if the power goes out, damn it, and I got to find it. So I'm going to go, nope. I'm going to go up here and go lights and go view all lights. And it's going to be down towards the end because they're sold out. This one right here for 89 bucks, but it's kind of a regular light. It's got 15 tritium vials, 3mm here, and it's got 3 on the tail cap. And then this is the same kind of deal. This has tritium vials. It's got a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyway, I found out that you buy this glue with the tritium vials, and you can you UV cure it. So you can buy a kit that's got the UV light with it, or you can use your UV light from Olight, and I guess it cures that liquid super glue stuff that holds your vials in place, but it evidently makes them where they won't rattle out. Let me show you this sold out bad boy. We're getting there, guys. It's next page right here. I was so bummed that it was sold out. Revision 2, 18650 or 2170, 149 bucks. But this comes back on the 16th. It's small batch. You can drop your tritium vials in here. Whoops. And it is, let me go to the distance, how far it goes. 665 lumens, 600 lumens. Don't let that fool you, because again, it goes, where does it tell you? Because you're not supposed to aim it at people or animals or any shit like that. It goes, I want to say this one goes a half mile.
All right, we're talking about the LEP. That's laser excited
Can you hear
phosphor
that?
flashlight.
Wait. Is it a laser? Is it a flashlight?
It's a laser excited phosphor flashlight. So
are they not $8 a vial, Joe Isabella? Or are they more like 40? Because I thought I found some for like $9, but they might not have been legit.
And you got to use this responsibly.
They're a little trip.
These type of flashlights have the longest throw out of any flashlight we've ever seen. This one here specifically was done, had it made for a local agency, which is a law enforcement agency. And in conjunction with some search and rescue guys, said, hey, can you guys make one of these in throw them away. Anyway, so but there are spare O-rings in there. Let's talk about the throw misuses, because I'm sure that people are going to come up with some stupid creative things, which you're going to be totally responsible if you do stupid things. You know, laser down at 600 feet down of a canyon, this is going to be about 2 feet diameter, but it's going to light up only that 2 feet.
Yeah, a little. I mean, it's a time
through all these runtimes.
Wow.
I thought he was going to shoot
there, so don't open it from, don't open the field, but
I wanted that big
bastard,
specific, and it was not in stock long, but the little one, the one I've got, shoots because this mini LEP is still in stock, and this one's $95, and it goes, say, distance 2,600 feet, 1/2 mile throw, visible for over 25 miles. And then the Big Daddy, why is it not showing me? Am I missing it? If the other one goes 1/2 mile, well, that sucks. Blue laser, blah, 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 blah. Tell me how far it goes. 3 millimeter by 11 vials. So I went and found, I was looking for tritium vials, and they looked like that they were about $9 for that 3 millimeter. It's Mixaglow. And I don't know if these places are legit at all, but it's just the first one that came up. 2.5, we want 3 millimeter by 6. 3 by 6. Anyway, we're not going to waste our time looking at tritium. I will go down. Ian, what is up, brother? They are legit. Carco, that's where I was looking at them today, but I didn't have the light to put them on, right? Because I was like, screw, you know, it's sold out, and this little guy does not have any place to put a vial. But man, is it bright. I'm convinced with the magnifying glass, you could roast shit with it. Like you could probably get leaves to burn. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. But I am guessing you could pretty much roast whatever the F you wanted to roast. And I know it'd keep you warm till your battery went dead. If it was a winter night and you were like in your hammock, that thing would roast you out. All right, let's see how many people. Let's see. Crispy Critter. Urban, the way you handle the end of your live and say with me, you are working on Ed Harrison's generosity, asking for channel support and shipping for giveaways. I believe you owe Ed an apology. Y'all hug and make up. Is Ed in here? Ed, I want to know if you got your package today, brother. If you're in here, I have not been watching the chat. I've been on other pages. I know Urban will hug and make up. I wasn't there today. It's going to be a variety of stuff on the Dr. Prepper channel. Dude, I like it. I think more, I mean, guys, we are, I mean, you don't have to read that. I don't watch the news, but you can just walk down the street and you can feel, yeah, it's a misunderstanding, buddy. That's what I thought. Yeah, did you get your package today, my man? After it took a ride back across Georgia to Alabama. It looks like it was out for delivery today, but I don't know if it came or if it'll come tomorrow. But yeah, see, guys, that's why talking it out, like in a chat's not ideal. It's better to do it through DM. But if you ever have a disagreement with somebody in the community or something that you're not sure about, we're all good people. And it's always better to just go and find out what, what you meant by something. Because I can tell you, I can say something, or I can, worse yet, text something or type it. And depending on how your day is or how my day is, if I'm reading it, I can interpret a whole totally different way than you meant it. Awesome, buddy. Ed, I'm sorry it came back. I didn't have to open that envelope up because it didn't look like it had been stung out. I'm out of it, buddy. I'm just talking lecture in general because Crispy Critter, I deal with this shit all the time. This has nothing to do with you two. I'm talking in general. That's why I say at the end of every one of my videos, choose debate, not hate. And what I mean by that is right now, I've got major issues with somebody, and I'm not saying a fucking word because it has nothing to do with anything but me and them, has nothing to do with the community. No one else is at risk. It's not that kind of situation. And I just rather not talk about it. But if I felt like I needed to go that route, I would first reach out to him directly and say, hey, man, this is really bothering me. And I'm getting ready to go fucking nuclear if we can't work this out. But I'm not there. It's nothing like that. But no, I'm not. You know, you've got the free speech, Crispy. Everybody's got the free speech to call out anyone. And I want y'all to speak your minds. That is the most important thing about being in a community, is being able, Drizzy, I'll get your ass. Don't fucking wax on, wax off me. I'll come at you. But let me tell you guys, yeah, all I'm saying is life is short. And if y'all have, go at it all you want. I always tell people, keep loving your heart unless you're pocket metal, then be an asshole because it's therapeutic to you. I just know from years and years of being an asshole, of being an alcoholic, of being an idiot, of holding, I should have done a lot more talking and a lot less stewing, because what I learned from my own personal self is if I stew, it's like eating poison, hoping my enemy's going to die, because it just eats me up. Yeah, guys, I'll tell y'all just an absolute secret here. And, it would be great. I'd never, ever look at this as a job, even though it's work to put out videos, but it's stuff that I enjoy doing. When I first started my channel, I was just putting up shorts. I started on Instagram, following and consuming content, and just doing it the way that it made me feel like I was sharing or contributing something, right? And then I met all of you guys, and meeting the people makes more difference. So going to knife shows, going to Blade Show and hanging out with you guys, we're all very, 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 very different people. But at the same time, I think if we focus on the similarities more than the differences, it's all good. Urban Woodsman, it's all good. It is all good. And you guys have the absolute freedom of speech, but all I want people to consider is there is a human situation on every side of every disagreement. And a lot of times the disagreement is a misunderstanding. A lot of times it's an absolute fucking disagreement. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is. But I just think there's enough crazy shit going on in the world, like Kyle Coonley, my brother from another mother, but that we should at least have a little place to disagree, but walk away friends. The best way to learn and to come to agreement after a disagreement is through dialogue, through talking. Yes, screaming's not ideal, but sometimes it fucking works. Yeah. Naked hugs, man. I mean, it's all about voice your opinion. And what I do, and I'm sure Urban does, is he listens to that, because when you're doing a live stream, I've had to apologize to no less than 10 people after live streams. And I've done 39 that I've recorded. I've done more of them before that. All right, Ed, I'll send you a link, my brother. But I have sent, I have done more live streams and offended more people without, all I come in is fucking love. You know, I've always been like, hey, I'm just here for the love. But I've gone back and watched it. One is a dear friend of mine who we all in this community love. And I knew I'd hurt his feelings, and I went and reached out to him, and he asked me to do him a favor and to go back and watch my live and to tell him afterwards if he was wrong to feel the way that he did. And guys, I went back and watched my live, and I was a blatant asshole watching it that way. You know, as I'm here on the live stream, I'm just being me. I'm not thinking about the consequences, which is very juvenile on my part. But yeah, I mean, all I did was add to an already shitty situation that I didn't know the backstory of and didn't help anything, you know? So my only point there is look out for your brother and sister on both sides, your left and your right, and look out for each other. But know that there's a lot more to be gained through common understanding, right? Whether it's, I understand that this guy's an asshole. I want him to know I think he's an asshole. I will coexist with him, but there's no need for us to, you know, take it past there. You know, a lot of things will fucking just work themselves out. You know, time's a great healer, but time will also steal from you. So holding grudges is the worst thing that you can do. So for each of your own individual sanity, coming from an old guy who's been through a lot of this shit, it's great to get it off your chest and set any of those things where you feel fucked up. You feel like, all right, here comes my brother from another mother. Don't know what's going on. What's up, Ed?
Hey, my man. How we doing?
We're doing our second white chocolate between espresso, so we can stay up for said Stevie, dude. It's been a rough ass day. I'm officially a free agent. I'm no longer under the corporate safety umbrella, and I'm fucking stoked.
Cool.
It is all good. What is up with you, my bud? What's going on?
Give me a second. Let me silence this laptop. Javon, hold on a second.
I'm no longer.
I have my laptop on too. I was watching Bees. He'd been trying to go live. He was on live for a few minutes and he hit the wrong button.
He said he was on location somewhere?
He's in Tennessee or somewhere like that. I can't remember where he's at. He's in another state. He's not at home. But he hit the wrong freaking button and all of a sudden it went haywire on him and he didn't have no audio or no video, and finally, after over an hour, we finally got it back going again, and he was about to get frustrated, I could tell, you know.
Dude, you can't take it serious. The only time I take it serious is during Nas Live, which I've got a lot of that on my shoulders right now, trying to figure out how to do that. But what's going on, buddy?
I felt sorry for him, and I know everybody else did, but everybody was hanging in the chat, you know, waiting on him to come back, you know, and finally he got back on, and I had the laptop going with your channel, and I turned around and I read the message what Crispy Critter had put on there. I didn't see Urban's live today, so I don't know what was said. I can go back and watch it, but look, me and Urban are good friends. I don't think that he meant anything by what he said. You know, I've been generous to everybody's channel, And if I haven't been generous to everybody's channel, just hold on, because it will happen.
Hey, buddy, let me tell you something. The most generous you can be is by being here. That's
Amen.
That's all that it is. I mean, that's all. I mean, and again, I know Urban too, and I know Crispy. I mean, I should get involved, but I always feel like when I see two people that I love at a disagreement, if there's some way that I can bring some of my fucking wisdom, which is very little to it, you know, I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty, because I think life's too short.
Amen, brother. Preach it, man.
Oh, dude, I don't want to preach it. I want to talk knives, and I'm going to tell y'all. This is probably the finest.
Let me clear the air, and then we'll talk about knives.
You clear it out, buddy. You clear it out.
I got my money from Alice. I got 99% of my money. I didn't get what she told me she was going to give me. She didn't give me the $1,200 and not charge me for the hanks. But hey, I'm good with that. That's fine. If that's what she wants to do, I'm done. I'm over with it. I'm not mad. That's in the past, you know. But
absolutely, dude. And
I want to get on here and clear the air that I did get my money with everyone. I don't want to have to sit and text every person in the chat and say over and over and over to people that I did get my money back, and try to explain things. Yes, the first check was lost and stolen and was cashed in Atlanta. I didn't cash it, and it just had a scribble signature. It wasn't nobody's name. It was just a scribble line, what Alice told me. I didn't see it. So I signed papers. I signed papers, and if they investigate, they're up to them. I signed the paper so they can go forward and hopefully get their money back, and Alice gets her money back. But I got my money, so I'm on the up and up.
Well, let me tell you something, buddy. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate everybody in the community, because there's always a plan B to take care of the people that we love, right? So if something happens, I swear and I've done it myself. I'll hear through the grapevine that something I said offended somebody who I care about, so I'll reach out to them, and it always ends up where I'll drop my phone number in DM, we talk, and I'll listen. I don't say I need to go back and watch it, because I don't know what I said a lot of times. A lot of times I'm just kind of responding, and I'm not always the smartest guy when it comes to that. I'm more impulsive. But man, I'm glad, dude. I'm glad that you're patient. I'm glad that everything worked out. And I'm sure to agree with you, and I can't imagine Urban doing anything but just being him, and he's an awesome dude. And dude, that bowl you made was outstanding.
I didn't see the video, his live video today. I took an afternoon nap, and I did see he was coming on, but I didn't watch it, so I can go back and watch it. Like I said, I don't think he meant nothing by what he said. I don't know, but
dude, I don't know if it's you, if it's just me, but I do not sleep at night at all. I mean, I'll take little naps during the day, and about 5 o'clock, 5:30, as the sun's coming up, I'll sometimes go lay down. Sometimes I'll just stay up and fall asleep about 9 or 10 on the couch for 4 hours.
Well, I fight with a lot of pain in my back and my hip. Well, I had 2 surgeries, so it's hard for me to get a night's sleep, a night's sleep, I guess you could say, but I take what I can get, and then whenever I wake up, I'm hurting like HELL, and I don't like taking them, and I try my best not to take any pain pills, because I know you get addicted to them, so I've weaned myself off of them, and I only take them when I have to. When I can't stand myself, that's whenever I get into the bottle,
Let me tell you something, buddy.
I took a half a pill today, is all I took all day long today.
This is coming from an addict.
Oh,
the pills are not the problem. A lot of people will tell you they are. I know a good friend, Shane, who's got debilitating nerve pain. As long as you take them as they're prescribed, it doesn't matter if you never have to come off of them. If you take them from now on, you should not be in excruciating pain. A person that's conscious of the fact that these are addictive, and I need to only take 4, however many a day it says on the bottle, instead of only taking them when you need them. There's no need for you to suffer. And that's always been my position in NA and in AA. I believe if I were to go have surgery, I would take the medication. Definitely, without a doubt. And I would never hurt yourself. And I can tell you about a natural substance that I'm a big believer in, but a lot of people, that's a very subjective thought. And you're in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard of kratom?
Yeah.
Okay. It was for my neck. It's been amazing.
Well, you know, your body puts off melatonin. I had to do a lot of research and look that crap up, because the doctors, they would tell you that whenever I'd go. And melatonin it fights off pain, more or less, is what it does.
Right.
Your body makes melatonin every day. So I had to finally believe in what the doctors was telling me and let them take medicine away from me that I was so addicted to. And finally, that addiction has gotten even better, because I'm not bragging, but I get 4 Norcos and 2 morphine every day, and I don't take them. I refuse to take them unless I just cannot stand the freaking pain, because I know what you can get addicted to, you know, alcohol or anything else. You know, you get addicted. Food's even addicted.
Everything. I mean, but everything in moderation is okay. At least you know your limitations. You might be like me. If I had that kind of prescription, I might not be able to stop at what they told me I was supposed to take a day. But I would never feel guilty because others have issues with the narcotics, that someone who needs them. I never want to see our government or the population turn against people who have legitimate disabilitating pain. I don't think anyone should live in pain if you've got a solution that's another way.
I've never been one to abuse any kind of drugs, so you can forget that. I will never get addicted to them.
Well, that's what I'm saying is don't let yourself suffer. Life's too short, buddy.
That's my only damn addiction right there. If I can get rid of that last addiction, I'll be all right.
Well, you got to have a vice. So I got rid of the addiction, but I kept the vice. I kept the nicotine. I'm down to 25 milligrams in salt and 3 milligrams if I ever go with the heavier clouds, but I don't do it much anymore. Everything can become addictive.
Yep. I have people, you know, that say, oh, you ought not be taking all them pain pills, you know, blah, 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 blah. And next thing I know, I see them same people telling me that that's doing drugs, snorting up their freaking nose for pleasure. You know, get the freaking crap out of here. Don't never lecture me about something, then you stand back and do it for pleasure.
Exactly.
Get high off of, you know, come on now.
And Drizzy is 100% right that they've been trying, and in my state, it is illegal, to scare people that it's a terrible thing, but it's because the pharmaceutical companies know that it's effective because it affects the same receptors. So it's hurting their pocket.
Yep. Oh,
Neil,
doctor, they're trying to give you
my days onward.
This is minor what I told you that I was taking now. I get 4 Norcos and 2 30 milligrams of morphine. They had me on 6 Norcos and 200 milligrams of morphine a day, plus 4 Dilaudid. Oh
well,
my God.
That's where you can't hardly do anything.
Look, I was so drugged up that I didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground at one time. And I had to just finally put my foot down and say, hey, it's time to quit this crap.
I don't want to live like this anymore. I was eating a Hinderer every day and a half. That was for 13 years. I was buying them on the street for $6-7, and I was eating 13, 14 a day. And I was an absolute addict. Nobody would have known unless I didn't have them. And I finally just said, I can't. This is not sustainable. And I was worried about all the acetaminophen because Norcos were the last 3 years of my addiction. Before that, it was Lortabs. Some of those were 500 milligrams. And I was getting so much acetaminophen every day because of my addiction that I was afraid I was going to do liver damage.
Yep.
So
It will all eat your liver up. Every
it's
bit of that
easy to
crap.
switch to knives because knives are cheap.
Amen, brother. You ain't gonna get no more livers.
No,
You can get another knife, but you ain't gonna get no more liver.
that is a fact. And man, when you're in active addiction, you don't think any different, but you're blowing money up a hog's ass. I can't even think because resentment and regret. I try to put a lot of that behind me, but if I go back and think about how much I spent over the years, not just the 13 years that I was addicted, but the years that I was active, and just using, it's crazy money,
Yep.
crazy money. And it was an obsession. It was something that spent kind of what knives are to me now. Knives are, I joke at how many people we have in the community that have recovered or are in recovery or have addiction problems, because I think knife ordering for me, it feels the same type of dopamine waiting for it to come. It's all about having something inbound. It's weird. It's a sickness.
That's exactly right, bro. Well, thank you for my knife, and thank you to Ed. I've seen him in the chat earlier, and I appreciate it, Mr. Ed, for winning the knife and sending it to me my way. I did not realize it was as little as it is, but it's a cute little knife.
Hey, man, this is the one you need to win tonight.
Well, I'm in the drawing, I guess.
That one ain't little. That one's a honker. And I don't know why it's giving me trouble flipping it. I guess it's because it's so big, but that's just about as big as my 4 Max. And that's the first one, the second version of the first one that Lee Love Them Knives designed.
I guess I'm in the drawing. I comment on every video. I watch every one of your videos and comment on every one of them except for your shorts. Now, I don't comment on all your shorts.
I'll never do a giveaway on a short. I always do the members on the members only. Using an addiction. Addiction for me was I was no longer in control. When I was using Coke, for example, when I wasn't on it, I was still functioning normally. I might have wanted it, but I was fine. When I became physically addicted, I consider addiction physically addicted. When I didn't have it, or when I was low on it, my body didn't have the normal amounts that it was used to, I could not function. I couldn't get out of bed and go to work. I couldn't do the things like be a dad. I couldn't do regular things. I needed it just to be normal. So being without it until I decided to make the conscious effort to be in hell for 90 days. I didn't go to rehab. I did it myself. It was horrible. There's no way you can quit. It's just, it takes over your facilities because you get sick.
I know you can't see me, but I got to get something, show you something I got the other day. But you can go on chatting.
No, all I'm getting ready to do is do this. Did you go over and chat on did you join Dr. Prepper over there?
No, I was on still on B's live. But
okay, I'm not gonna draw yet because I want you to go to the pinned comment and just go over and
I'm in your. I don't want to click on nothing because I'm liable to screw up and lose you.
Well, I'm gonna go there and I'll enter and I'll play for you.
You don't have to. I
want to.
Well, I appreciate it, but you didn't have to.
No, but it's all good. You need to be in there.
But I went to Walmart the other day and I picked up a couple of knives and I picked up this one.
Hold on, let me get back where I can see it.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine, buddy. You wouldn't know I was over here typing. I'm just putting in another comment. So we got 97 comments, guys. I'm getting ready to draw here in a sec.
I don't know how good you're going to be able to see it because I'm on my cell phone and I ain't never got on my laptop and done a live, and that's what I need to start doing.
What you got?
It's a CRKT fixed blade.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe what I paid for that thing. It is very sharp, stabby, and pointy. I didn't pay
that's
but
the little, that's the...
I paid $24 for that thing. Is all I paid for it.
And that is the sharpest Warncliffe. That is the CRKT Spew.
It don't have a name. It didn't have a name.
SPEW.
It's a what now?
the SPEW. There's a little period in between each of those letters. I don't know what Joe Isabella's also playing for you, Ed.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it is a SPEW. I see it on the blade now.
Yep. And it is a little sharp, stabby, great little knife.
It is. And for $24, I thought, my God, it come with a little lanyard on the end of it.
Which is why fixed blade lanyards make sense, because don't you get extra grip off that little lanyard?
Yes. That's where my little pinky falls in, was that right on it. It's a cool little knife.
Guys, I'm gonna.
You know me, I'm like Javon. I'm always picking up stuff, so I seen it and I had to have it.
I can't. I mean, I'm trying to get a lot better, but it's tough, man. I really like. And Amazon's. I'm guilty of Amazon. I've got other stuff coming in on Amazon that have nothing to do with knives. Here's YouTube comment picker.
I need me a couple of ulti clips is what I need. I mean, it came with a clip, but I'm not really crazy about the clip that it come with. I'd rather have an ulti clip for it.
I can send you an ulti clip, but I want to show you something that I want you to.
Do you order yours off of Amazon?
Yeah, but look at this. See if you can find on Amazon. I'm not searched for it. We'll look for it here in a second. It's called Deep Concealment Carry. I'm trying to get it out of my pocket. It hangs in there so tight. I can't get it out till I stand up. But I've got this deep concealment carry that's like an ulti clip, but it doesn't have that little hard to open switch, but it's got the same little thing that digs into your hem. Right. So literally it's lighter than an ulti clip, and it takes up less room, and you don't have to hit that clasp. And I can't get it out. I mean, right now, if I pull the knife
come right out.
It's not coming out.
Cool.
But yeah, I usually get the slims, the ulti clip slims. They're a little longer, but I can get 2 screws in. The shorts, for some reason, I can usually only get 1 screw in.
I need probably 3. I think it's 3 to 4 that I need to get, because I have bought, I think, 6. I got probably 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bought 7 fixed blades in the last freaking month. 2 of them I got to get sheets for.
And these are good too. These IWB straps are on Amazon, and you can get 2 of these for $12, and that allows you to carry it appendix style or on your back as scout carry.
Do they snap undo?
They do, but they snap to where once they're snapped, they're on there.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, guys, Crewwear, congratulations, buddy. I've got 8.5 today. I could fall anytime, but I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna find this we got, let's see how many views. We got 82 views recently. Let's see if my comment went in there. I don't see my comment. There it is.
Has he done started his channel already?
Yeah, he's got a video up. That's what I was going to say. I'll put the link in so you can check it out later.
Okay.
But he's got his first video up just kind of introducing the channel.
Got you.
I don't personally know how he's going to be able to do it.
I guess he's going to still have his other channel too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I seen something in the chat on Bees a while ago, and I wasn't reading every comment, but someone was talking about OCD changing their name or something. Have you seen anything about it?
About who?
OCD for EDC changing their name, or I'm not sure.
No, I hadn't seen it, and I haven't seen their live lately.
He was out of town. They was last weekend, and they was on Zach's. And I don't know what's going on this weekend. I don't know if Red's going to be live tomorrow, or either he's going to take Zach's place Sunday, or I don't know. So I don't know.
We'll figure it out, because what I'll do, since I'm not working, is I'll do some random late night lives. I'm going to filter these comments one more time, and then we're going to draw.
Good luck, everybody.
Let's see how many we got. Whoops.
I see your message.
That's wrong.
I need to turn around and read the laptop so I can read the comments. I see the one you got posted.
The right YouTube video URL. Oh, it wasn't making me change it. Copy. Paste. Let me share my screen so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right. Filter duplicates. All right, 69. We're going to draw it, guys. Good luck. If it's somebody we don't know, we'll see when they left the comment. Colby, are you in here? Yes. He is in here because he said Javon sent him. Colby, are you in here, buddy? I'm going to put my email address in here. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Colby.
I will send you some Joe's Jank, some swag, and the box seed for Saya. I've got the box and everything. I just got to find it. Are you in here, buddy?
He is. I see him in the chat.
Cool. And I'll pin this because we're going to do our member giveaway in a little bit. Let me go back over here where I can pin that. This is just the address. HobbsLive2021 at Gmail. Congratulations, man.
I turned around so I can read the comments on my laptop.
I'll put the member video link up to make sure you went, and it was just me showing that knife. Did you see a video of me showing that? It just was basically a 3-minute video showing that knife and saying just leave a comment.
Yes.
Okay, cool. But one thing I was going to talk to you guys about. Have y'all seen this Flytanium arcade?
Big boy.
I picked one up, and it's made in the same factory as the Demco 20.5. And they're almost, when you look at them side by side, freaking identical, except the Flytanium's put together a lot tighter. The lock's the identical same mechanism.
Cool.
And again, this is a modded one, and this one lists for $199 on White Mountain Knives. It's got the same shark lock, an S35VN blade instead of an AUS 8, and this was $150 in AUS 8 or AUS 10 before I put any of the mods on it. But the reason I got this was curiosity and the fact that I'm a shark lock fan. Alice, I love it.
Hope your TV still works, Jim.
I hate that I had to get this John Deere version. This was the John Deere version, but each of the arcades come with an extra set of scales in the box. So I put the black ones in. The variation I would have preferred is the black aluminum with the Ultim scales. But what's cool is on Flytanium's site, for like $35, you can order G10 scales. For $50, you can order tie. You can order back spacers. I mean, you can really deck these knives out. And it starts off with a solid platform. But I'm a big 80-20 point fan. So if you don't like the 20.5, like Lord said, because you prefer detent, because I'm the same way when it comes to the Kunwu Pulsar versus the X-Tau or the Pulsar. I just think these feel superior because of the detent. But if you like the 20.5, you're going to love the arcade. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to sneak around. We still got time, though, so we don't have to do the member drawing yet. What I can do is I can put the member video back in the chat in case anybody missed it. because I want everybody to be able to register. Because it's a cool knife. It really is. And the one I'm going to give away next week is going to be very cool. Ooh. All right. So let's get this link. Share. Copy. Let's go there. I always feel like I'm missing out on so much when I'm putting my shit in the chat and doing stuff in the background. All right, so any of you who've not had a chance to register for the member giveaway, it is up in the top and it is ready for you guys to go leave a comment. And I was going to go to Etsy and show you guys that work of that guy that did the pry bar and the little utility knife. Let me show you this stuff. This guy's, I was impressed. And one of y'all told me about him.
Are you talking about the one you took apart with a razor blade?
This one right here?
I was talking about the knife you showed on that video.
No, that was the what do you call it? The Ep and Grow, right?
I can't remember what it was. All I remember was like a razor blade. You had to take the blade. You took the blade out.
Oh, yeah. That was this one right here. That's this one. You're exactly right. And I added a screw that I didn't need to add. So this is, he makes these little knives. And I didn't know how it was going to operate in terms of the lock, but it operates just like a shark lock. So I don't know what the mechanism's like, but you pull back on that and just flick it out.
Ooh.
And then flick it back in. But what I like about it is it's made by this dude in his garage. So it's real rough titanium and it's got his TD logo in there. And the pry bar that he makes is a unique one, that it's got the TD, but it's got these bit holders that have these super magnets. And so I can pull out my T8 or my Phillips head, and you can either stick it in the end or you can stick it on the side. So it's a really useful pry bar. I haven't carried it yet to see if those bits get caught, but I've shaken them to try to get them to fall out, and they won't fall out.
I'm laughing at
Kyle.
Kyle.
Guys have been a member for 4 months. Thank you, brother. Are you out of here yet? If you win the giveaway, buddy, you will be, I will find you. Because y'all do not have to be present for the member giveaway as long as you got in there. And see, I can't flick it the regular way. It's got a thumb stud, and it just hits that lock. And I mean, you can't even really slow roll it past it without really clicking it. But if you just hold the lock, it locks open. I thought it was neat.
Kyle said he thinks I look like Larry Bird.
I love Larry Bird.
That's what he said in the comments. I don't even know what Larry Bird looked like. I've heard the name, but I don't know what he looked like.
If you had red hair, you had strawberry blonde hair, you would look at it. You'd look like him.
Everybody's got a twin. Oh, Lord.
Let me get that. As long as you got your comment in there, you're fine, buddy. Larry was the GOAT. He was not intimidated by anybody under the boards. He would put a hurting on people.
Larry Legend was a GOAT. I don't know him, I don't guess.
He played for the Celtics forever. The Boston Celtics.
I've heard the name, but I don't know what he looked like.
Let me pull him up.
screen. Might break your screen if you look like me. Oh, Lord.
Hey, I've been called so much worse.
I don't care. Just call me when it's time to eat.
This is a recent Larry Bird. Let me show you.
Ah. Well,
That's from his wiki. And if we go back, here's what he looked like when he was a player. I mean, he was a badass. He was number 33 of the Celtics. He was an MVP. He's a legend.
I've seen him before too.
Yeah. But he's one of those that never got in a lot of trouble. You know, he did. He got in fights and shit, but he was never a tabloid guy. He was always straight up. Gracian, what is up? Taking the shots at the bar. Those were the good old days.
Well, that's right.
Man, I used to love Jägermeister mixed and then having my crowns, my cocaine. God, life was good as an addict.
Just give me my damn margarita and I'll be happy.
I couldn't do anything with tequila after I was about 25. I had a traumatic experience on tequila.
If it ain't Patron, I don't want it. I can't.
Mine was on mezcal.
Can't deal with all that other tequila. I can't deal with. Patron, I can handle it. I ain't never got sick. Knock on wood. I ain't never got sick off of it.
Well, it's smooth and it doesn't have that pungent tequila smell once you've gotten sick off it. Patron smells more filtered.
I've had some vodka since I got sick. I got sick right after me and my wife got married, and oh my God, I didn't want no vodka for many, many years. But I've drank some since then. But once you get sick, you don't want to go back again.
On some of them, like for me, it was on gin. I got real sick on Tanqueray one night, and then that tequila ruined me. But like I got sick on Crown every other weekend, but I could drink after I threw up. You know, it was just like, because I was an alcoholic, and I could always drink vodka, but like Tanqueray, never. Gin, never. It had that musty smell that I could just feel from my sinuses being just sick. That was the greatest part of getting sober, is not waking up hungover. Now, waking up sober sucks for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, Paul, I think everybody's got that thing. Wine was real hard on me. Red wine was brutal. And I would go back and overdrink it at cultured parties. Puke and rally every single time.
Wild Turkey 101, never again. I heard that.
It happens, man. It's just once you've had that experience, it's kind of like being a little kid and going out in the ocean and getting knocked over by a wave, and you're like, I'm not fucking going out there again. You're a grown up and you don't want to go in the ocean. Same with being sick and have tequila come out of your nose when you're on acid and not being passed out.
Oof. I ain't never been there and ain't going there neither.
Dude, I was so sick outside. Couldn't feel better. Nothing. I mean, usually after you get sick, you get some relief. Not me. I was just like, I think it was alcohol poisoning. Oh, Southern Comfort. That's another one. It was so good up until it was horrible and I couldn't smell it. But most everything else I was good with. I mean, and would abuse it. Maker's Mark did me wrong in about the 7th grade because my buddy stole a bunch from his parents, and we had a fort back behind my buddy's house about a quarter mile from where I am now that we'd go up to drink whatever we stole from our families, and we'd take it. We'd each have a little bottle and we'd pour it into a jug. So we'd be making suicide. So we'd be mixing gin, Maker's Mark, whatever everybody got. There'd be like 5 of us. And then we'd drink it, chase it with water, and eat Ritz crackers. And dude, I got so wasted. And mixing drinks is the worst. They used to say liquor on beer, have no fear. Bullshit. You start mixing that stuff up. And I could hold my liquor. I could drink with people 4 times my side.
It was about this time last year. I've always been the designated driver because most time I don't drink. There was about 6 or 8 of us, and they all wanted to go party one night, and I was the driver. Was in a Yukon, and went to Athens, and well, we first went to the racetrack. Well, at the racetrack, the two of the guys, there wasn't but 4 of us that went to the racetrack, and 2 of the guys got to drinking at the racetrack. Well, one of them, he got him a hamburger and some French fries and eat before he started drinking. And race started and it got rained out. So they all wanted to go to the freaking bar in Athens. So we left from the racetrack and headed to Athens and went to a damn bar and playing pool. They was drinking. I still wasn't drinking. All I was drinking was Mountain Dew. Well, that one guy that had done eat before he got started drinking at the racetrack, he was drinking beer at the racetrack. Well, we got to the bar, he got damn mixing liquor.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, we was on the way back home that night, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. We was coming down the highway, and all of a sudden, Brandy, the girl, was sitting in the middle in the back. It was her brother. She said his name, and when she said that, I turned around and looked, and they was freaking French fries. Javon, he had eaten a hamburger and French fries, and I swear to God, he swallowed them damn French fries whole.
Oh God.
It was whole French fries all over the freaking vehicle and the floorboard. And hell, I started pulling over, and one of the guys was behind me. He said, "Oh, just drive on." I said, I didn't even pay no attention. I just pulled off on the side of the road. He got out and he threw up probably 4 or 5 more times. Well, I took them all home. Well, I brought the vehicle home to my house, and next day I got up, went out there and looked, and before he got sick, before I got pulled over, he got sick the second time, and he rolled down the window and threw up out the window. They was French fries and hamburger meat and bread all smothered down the sides.
Man,
well, guess who cleaned all of it up?
The designated driver never gets the love they deserve. Everybody that's drunk leaves you.
That damn vehicle up myself after all that bullshit that I went through. It wasn't even my vehicle now.
You didn't even want to go to Athens.
Because I'm a good person, I guess you'd say. That I'm the one that's, stuck doing the good deeds, I guess you could call it. But I cleaned it all up before I took the damn vehicle back home the next day.
I still get a kick out of doing that shit because it's been several years for me, but I've gone out when I was working. I'd have to entertain a lot of people, and I did a lot of designated driving. And this is back when I drank Red Bull. So I just sip on a Red Bull at a bar, and they'd have a big old time. And afterwards, I'd always be tired. And I was like, I hate that I did that. But then I think about it. If not, they'd have been driving around in a city they didn't know. It's all no good deed goes unpunished, Jeffrey. That's true. We still got to keep on being good, though.
I got punished that night, and then I done all the good deeds.
I've got to.
That's all right. I'd do it again because I was out with all my friends. I'll do it again.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. All right, Colby sent me. I didn't put his name in my little giveaway book. So let me record this real quick, and then we'll do our other giveaway. So we got Frosted. Sarah.
Yeah, that guy that I was telling you got so sick so bad. He was a beer drinker, all the time, and he never drank much liquor. And Chris, the other boy, his wife's, it was Chris's wife's brother is who it was, Brandy's brother. His name was Christopher, the guy that got sick. Well, he was a cop. And we kid with him to this day that damn cop can't handle his beer and liquor mixed.
It happens. At least you could keep ribbing him for it.
We just cut up about it, that he can't drink but one or either the other, but he was trying to hang with the big boys that night. He thought he could handle both, and it backfired on his ass. But I felt sorry for him. That was the reason why I pulled over, because hell, I know how it feels to be sick, you know.
You want to be outside. You want that breeze. Homer, I
really,
never tried that, but I was big into Crown and Coke, and it made people that really like Crown say I was being wasteful. I should just be drinking it, but I love that sweet.
well, there wasn't but one person that told me not to pull over and keep going, and I'm pretty sure that I know why. I ain't never confronted him about him. I seen him about 2 weeks ago, sit on his porch and talk to him for a good little bit. I think the reason why he told me to keep going, I think he was afraid if I pulled over, the cops was gonna come by and stop, and then they
get him for PI or something.
No, there wasn't nothing doing wrong because there was no open containers in the vehicle. I mean, all the containers was left at the bar. So, I mean, if he's drunk on the side of the damn road throwing up, there's nothing they can do about it, you know?
No.
I'm sober. Hell, I ain't drank that much Mountain Dew all freaking night long. So,
Tactical Terry, does it get creamy looking, or does it just taste like a White Russian?
Oh, Lord.
If it's all bourbon. I used to love me some White Russians.
I lost a good friend of mine about 2 years ago. He was, Lord, he was addicted to White Russians from daylight till dark.
Man, that's sad, isn't it? I've lost a bunch of friends in AA and a lot of friends before that one of them never ever did drugs. He was only a drinker in high school, and he thought that was okay and it was socially acceptable where I grew up. And he was a genius, history buff, attorney. He didn't practice law. He drank himself to death when he was about 33 years old.
Sad to see that too when it happened.
It is, man. And you know, everybody tried to help him, and he was the nicest guy. He wasn't ever he just was like, no.
You know, I lost my brother because of that, don't you?
No, dude. It's tragic. It affects everybody.
He worked for General Motors in Atlanta he could have retired before 30 years. Well, he kept working and working, and why he didn't retire, we didn't really understand it because he didn't get to draw that much more money for the extra years that he worked. But anyway, he would drink from when he got off. Back when he was working, he would drink like 4 o'clock in the afternoon till 8 o'clock at night. Well, eventually he retired, and he would start drinking around lunchtime and drink till 8 o'clock at night. Well, he got to where he was getting up and going to the post office at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning and drinking a half a gallon of vodka a day. A damn half a gallon a damn week could kill you, much less a half a gallon a day. So that's what got him, finally killed him.
Man, it's so sad. And a lot of times when we, you work so hard.
Worked all his life for nothing, though, Javon. He threw it away for a bottle,
But we go back to what Alice asked earlier, the difference in addiction and use. And I think alcohol is not bad. It's responsible for a lot of ruined lives, but the alcoholic has to take responsibility. I have to take responsibility for not being able to stop drinking. There are a lot of people like you, Ed, and most of the people that are social drinkers, they can go out and have a few drinks. And like after 3 drinks, I felt perfect. The only difference was I couldn't stop drinking.
I know when to stop. That's for damn sure.
And that means that so for you, it's a choice. It's not an addiction. It's not. I can see how, especially with a brother, losing a brother to it, how it can be very scary. And I think so much of it's not just the substance, it's the person, and everything in moderation is okay to some extent.
I've never been a big drinker anyway. I mean, I've always socially drank, I was a big pothead. I told you before, I was a pothead till 11 years ago, and I finally hung it up. So didn't think I could.
I don't consider anything negative about that particular.
Man, I wished I'd have quit smoking cigarettes instead of smoking daggum pot.
I've never had a problem with that. I've never seen it cause a fight. I've never seen it cause a wreck. I'm sure it has.
You ain't never seen nobody die of an OD or smoking marijuana, have you?
Nope. And I've never seen anybody go out and punch a bouncer because they were high either.
Nope.
And get beat to the ground. Whoops.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. All pot does is make you freaking.
The only thing I disagree with that I learned in AA What's that?
It made me hungry. I could eat the ass out of a cow when I smoked some dope. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Oh Lord.
But the only thing I disagree with, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, is I don't think in AA they teach you that some people are just born alcoholics. And that could be true, but I had to have a lot of responsibility for the fact that I drank with no consequences to excess for a really long time. So was it that was always going to happen, or was it my bad judgment that led me down that path? And I have to take responsibility for that judgment.
How long has it been? How long has it been?
And what's that?
So how long has it been?
8 years and 4 months.
Long time.
And we're always in denial. We're the best liars. Addicts are the best liars. They don't lie because they don't love you. They lie to themselves. So we lie to ourselves every day that we're getting up knowing that we've got a monkey on our back, that we've got to feed our addiction. But the saddest thing is something has to happen, and it could be an ultimatum. It could be an intervention, or it could be just hitting rock bottom like I did. And they have to want to quit. All the love in the world from people close to them will do nothing but break your heart.
Yep.
Because it's not that they are intentionally breaking your heart. It's just the symptom of addiction.
Hard things to quit sometimes.
And life's hard, guys. Life fucking sucks. And if you look at recorded history, people have anesthetized their suffering, because back in the old days, people worked in the fields for fucking ever. And if you don't think heroin was popular, you're not being honest with yourself. Or Mariana wine, or the things that we sold in this country at the turn of the century. It's because it works. Yeah, it's got side effects because people don't use it right. And guys, the one thing I will say about AA is it saved my life. I don't agree with everything in it, but I don't think anybody has to. I think for me, it just put me in a situation around, I was very fast to self-identify that I also had a problem where I didn't think I did when I started going. See that people were happy. The first night I walked into it, there were people there with 10 years sobriety that were laughing. And I was miserable for the first 3 months I was there. But something magic happens in those rooms if you let it. I always say it'll work if you work it. And I don't know if it's just that I was at that point where I was ready, where anything would have changed it. But it sure was nice having that, learning I wasn't the only person suffering with it. That people of all walks of life, all different socioeconomic conditions were there. And we'd have kids come in because the judge makes you go if you get busted for DUI or busted for drugs. And we have kids come in just to get their page signed. And they would be just like we were when we were kids. We didn't think we had a problem. You see the future. And I had so many people that I knew that would come in, that would go back out and die, because it's just like with anything else. Your body builds up a tolerance. You cut sober and your body gets back to normal levels. And then when you have that slip, you go back to what you're used to taking and you OD. It is tragic. But we're not going to talk about depression shit. We're going to give this knife away, but I've got to do some sneaky shit. So y'all are going to have to chill for 1 second. Ed, keep them company.
It'd be hard for me to keep that crowd company.
No, you always keep them company, brother.
I
don't know if YouTube is up.
I probably 2 or 3 of them in there that I can keep company. Rest of them probably be out of control. Kyle, he probably gonna get out of control now.
He usually waits and gets crazy over at said faction.
Get Dopey on here. Oh my God.
Is Dopey here? Howdy, Dopey.
I said get Dopey on here and he's gonna get out of control. I love Dopey.
Dopey's one of my favorites. I got to stay with him. He was my roommate at Blade Show, and I really got to know. I didn't really get to know him. I got 3 days of Dopey time, and we had some good conversations on the back porch. And I found him to be a warm fuzzy, which is what I call a kind individual. So let's see if I get in here now, if this will let me, if I head it to the right. Copy that.
I say I love Dopey. I love everybody. It's just Dopey. Me and him get on the telephone, and which he's like me and you. We get on the telephone. We talk for hours. You know, me and him talked the other night, probably a couple of hours on the telephone.
And that's good, man. We all need. Again, that's why the community is so freaking wonderful.
Yeah, he's a good person.
Should you enters wrong? I can't do math. Well, 30, 14. So that's 14. I'm having to count on my fingers because I keep missing it.
He likes to mess with Luke on CDC Live every day, and I watch it. I'm on there every day, and I watch it. And oh my God, he messes with Luke so much. I think he messes with him just so he'll put him in timeout, you know.
I love Luke, but I've noticed they're live all the time. I haven't been able to catch him because I'm usually doing stuff.
Every day. They come on every day around 5 o'clock, you know.
That's good that they've got the audience for it and they're doing it. Let's get over here where I can share this.
I laugh and laugh and laugh. I can just sit and read the chat and be laughing to myself, you know.
I'm going to have to check one out because they do go quite a bit. Let's see. 5.
I won 3 giveaways on their channel since they started their lives.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yep.
Maybe you're about to win another one here. Let's pull for this biatch.
I've spent a lot of money with them too. I done bought two knives.
Marco is the winner of the Tucson Vandal. But like I say, everybody will eventually win. And we may have a surprise giveaway in the chat.
We need Ed Harrison to start a channel. Ed's afternoon story. Oh, Lord, Kyle.
Marco, I'm going to drop it. I might have sent you something before, but I'm going to put my email in here so you can shoot me an email so I can copy it. 2021@gmail.
Congratulations, Marco.
Congratulations, buddy. Both of you guys. And we'll come up with something here before we sign off to just do a general. Dwayne Letterman, what is up, buddy? Let's see. Go back to my subscriptions and see when we got. All right, Professors Live. Homestead Aquarius. What are they? They're knives, aren't they? Have y'all heard of that? I've started to subscribe to knife channels. And one of them is Homestead Aquarius, and they're running a live. I was just trying to see when Maddie and them, I think it's 12:10 Central when they go live.
Oh, it'd be 1 something by my time. And
yeah, I think it's 1:10 your time.
Yep. Because I looked to see already. They're going to be on tomorrow night, too. I done looked it up already.
Yeah, because tomorrow's Stevie's night. Last week was Off the Edge. Me and Lefty did that. And then every other week, it's Stevie and Maddie this week. And then we'll do it again the following week. Lefty, today was the day they closed on their house. They closed on the house they're buying yesterday. And I know you guys that have gone through that know how stressful that is.
Yeah.
Having 2 closings.
I thought he closed on his house yesterday.
Yesterday he closed, if I'm not mistaken. You're right. Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday he closed on the one they were buying, and Thursday they closed on the one they were selling. So it was 2 back-to-back closings. Awesome, buddy. Doesn't it, Greg? It reminds me of. Did a video on it. This Chavez Street.
Sure, he's stressed out though.
It is very similar. I'm glad you got it, buddy. And like I said, guys, if y'all send me the email, just let me know what your address is. I'll get this stuff out to you tomorrow. Whoops, hide current comment. Add that one.
Put the right address on it now.
You put the right address. I messed it up, I think. I'm convinced I messed it up.
What was it? It said,
did you peel that label off and see that? If something
I read it, I think it said 1460 East Church Street. I thought, what the freaking crap? That's almost at the post office. The address that you had was almost just on Church Street.
What happens with pirate ship is it suggests streets. So it's possible that I clicked a street that was starting out the same, but it was different, right? So it's, I guess, got to be more careful. I've had it happen twice. One time I used one of those priority shipping boxes. I didn't know that you had to send them priority mail. So I just weighed it and measured it and used it as a shipping box. And it came back like 14 days later. And it looked like it'd gone through hell. Knock on wood.
I started wanting to text you or call you and see what the heck was going on, because I knew it was coming, because you asked me. I knew when Ed wanted it that he said that I could have it, and 2 days later you asked for my address, and then it went for like 2 weeks, and I thought, what the heck? Did the freaking thing get lost, or what happened?
Well, I can look. Like right now, it looks like Paul Mills has got one out, and it is scheduled to deliver tomorrow. Right now, it's at the regional UPS facility in Springfield. So if you ever, any of you guys ever are wondering where your shipment is, do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. Thomas Golden.
I thought you might have
deleted that. I must have printed something wrong and deleted that, because that label's shipped, ready to ship. Let's see. Everything else has been delivered except for Paul Mills.
I thought you might have shipped mine back on to Ed, because he's the one that wanted it, and that was fine if you had it, because I didn't have no problem with it, because he wanted it.
I don't know, buddy. What I do,
I didn't
I've
say
got
anything.
a terrible memory, but what I do is I keep this little journal for every one of our giveaways, and this is our 39th. So, for example, when you won, or when you were gifted, I've got it right here that, let's see, find my notes.
Kyle's asking you a question.
I add the email, absolutely. The ones that shoot me an email, that's one of the reasons why I want everybody to email me their address. Some people reach out on Instagram and I don't have their email, but I always put the email in there so they'll get notified that it's shipping.
You got my Gmail. You got my Gmail now, because that's how I get most of my messages. But
yeah, and what's great about this platform, A, it saves me money shipping, but B, it keeps everybody in like a phone book for me. So once I've shipped them something, I can ship them something again.
Right.
It works out pretty good. Let's do this. Let's go over to, let me go to, how do we do this? Random StreamYard.
Amen, Greg, because I got my package. He said it Thursday. I mean, no, today's Friday. It was Wednesday. When was it you asked? Sent me a message. Was it Wednesday?
It was Wednesday. I knew it wouldn't take long, but the fact that it took so long coming back.
I got it today, so shipping's out. Oh my Lord, you must have put it on an airplane from Alabama.
They drive it over, dude. Usually, if I ship something to Atlanta or comes from Atlanta, it's one day.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put something here in the chat that I want y'all to put in the chat. Let me share the screen. And it does have a hashtag, and everything else is small. And what we're going to give away kind of as a...
But not go yet, Joe.
I've got the original box that this shipped in too. I'm
Don't
gonna
go yet, Joe. Joe Isabella said he's finna go. I told him he better not go yet.
Joe, wait just a second. I'm not gonna hold this long. We're at 2 hours and 49 minutes. We're only gonna go for 3 hours because I want to give people time to get to Maddie. So this can be worn several different ways. I've got it as a neck knife. But this is the mini Civivi Elementum fixed blade. So it's got 2 G10 scales. It's a tiny little neck knife, super slicey. I've got the box, comes in a really cool box. And this guy is going to be given away to somebody in the comments who puts, let me go back to it. And we'll only run this since Joke get to bed. We'll run it for about.
I put mine in there on the laptop.
Are you in there, or do you want me to play for you?
I put it in on my laptop.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I spelled it right.
I might not have spelled it right. Just spell it like I did. Where did I put that knife that's going to that?
Yeah, I got it right.
All right, I did forget something. The Tucson was won by who again?
Cheeto.
I know I'll get an email.
Cheeto. I see that.
I have to go up and see who I congratulated.
Oh, Lord.
All right, you guys are getting involved. I appreciate it. Pedro, I hope you win, man. And Ginger Fisher, you are going to win. I'm telling you guys. All of you will, let's see, where in the fuck?
I give away more of the
Marco. Marco's the one that won, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I give away more than I receive because I'd rather see it go to someone else. You know, I don't know why, but I'm gonna
Buddy,
give
I
him
feel the exact same way. I don't feel comfortable receiving things. It makes me feel, I don't know, I just feel like I need to do more. And if I'm not carrying something and I'm not big into selling stuff, I'd much rather just give it to somebody who I know will use it.
Did you see Zach's live 2 weeks ago when he was giving away that Benchmade, and it was black and white mini bug out?
Yes.
Did you see? Stacy put it in the chat. She said, I wished I could win my first Benchmade. And when I seen that, it hit me right in the heart. And I thought, my God, girl, you don't even have a Benchmade of all the damn work that you do for moderating all these freaking channels. And I went straight in there in the gun safe and I got that brand new knife out, just like the one that Zach gave away. And I packaged that sun gun up with a bunch of patches. I had bought some Illuminati patches and had a bunch of stickers and patches, and I sent it all to Stacy. And I knowed it would touch her heart, so I touched her where I knowed it would, you know.
That's awesome, dude. That's why, again.
It hit home. I know it did. She got her first Benchmade, and I know she'll remember where she got it from now, too.
And it made you feel good. I mean, for me to pass stuff forward, I get something out of it. That's what I tell people.
It was brand new, and I never carried the knife. I got it out of the box and flicked it a few times, and I said, hey, if you carry that thing, you're going to wind up cutting yourself because it was too small for my hand. So I sent it on to her. You know, she wanted one, and I sent it to her.
You're awesome, Fit-A-Bit.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Ed, you are, I mean, again, you are a kind individual, and I got the pleasure of meeting you in person in Atlanta. And we're going to have a blast this year. It'll only be better.
It's going to be awesome. No, it won't be this year, next year.
I'll wear a neck knife. It's my minimal carry, but there's a couple of knives that I always wear as a neck knife.
Thanks, Hellcat.
We're about to draw, so y'all don't have to leave. This little guy right here is a great little neck knife. This little Ambler scalpel.
Cool.
Little Magna Cuts package opener, jabber.
That what the drawing's for?
No, I'm drawing for this one here.
Oh, okay.
This Civivi. Where'd I put it? I got too much shit around me.
Yeah, I like that little scalpel. I'd wind up cutting myself trying to get it out of the freaking sleeve.
That's the only thing. I mean, the retention's so good that it is on the scalpel that it is a little bit dangerous. But this one works really well. This is a great little knife. You don't even know that you've got it on. If you throw it around your neck, literally you don't even feel it.
Not to be a repeat, but I don't know if you heard me. I said I'd probably wind up cutting myself trying to get it out of the sheath.
Oh yeah, believe me, buddy. I almost did it on camera doing the unboxing.
And that damn thing.
Has everybody got their TVs in there? I'm gonna give it about 1 more minute, and then we'll draw for it.
That thing is razor sharp, and I'm sure it wouldn't get you.
And you know what? I talked to the guy after I bought it, and he said if it ever gets dull, I guess he doesn't. A lot of people that buy them don't sharpen. I can sharpen it. He says he sharpens it on a KME at 18 degrees. He said for the life of the knife, you can send it back to me, and I'll put an edge on it.
Cool.
I thought that was real cool, but it's one I like to sharpen, you know, because if it ever needs it. I think it's Boss heat treated at 64, 65. It's got a real good heat treat from what he says. All right, guys, we're getting ready to draw for the little Civivi, and then we're all going to go hang out at said faction till tomorrow, which is going to be tomorrow in just a little while.
It's already tomorrow on my time.
Oh, you're on. That's right. That's right. You're on Eastern.
What is it, 11?
I know.
What is it, 11:11 at your place?
Yeah, 11:11.
Yeah, you're an hour behind me.
And T-Fetch is 2 hours ahead of us, I think.
Yeah, and Stevie and Maddie's faction, I know Maddie's 3 hours ahead.
Yeah, for them it's just
not 3 hours ahead, 3 hours behind.
Yeah, I want to say it's like 8 o'clock there when they start.
I stayed up last weekend and watched every bit of it. I was on there. Stevie got off and Maddie stayed on and Sharif was on there. And God, it stayed on till you
4
got
o'clock,
on there.
dude.
I got on there and I stayed on there till everybody left. I was the last person in the chat.
I got on there at about 3 o'clock because they were still up. I was in the chat too.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to draw for the Civivi. Good luck, everybody. Let me get over here.
Civivis I got. Can't remember how many Civivis I got. I ain't gonna win.
Let me get that.
Let me get that. Congratulations, brother.
Congratulations, buddy. He was bummed out because his membership expired and he still won the Civivi.
It's 9 p.m. for Matty when he starts. That's about right.
9:10. That's a good time to start. I would start earlier, but I don't want to cut into Bees' time. I always feel like it's good because Matty didn't change because Arizona doesn't observe Central to daylight savings time. But when we moved back, it gave us an extra hour between our shows where I felt like I needed to go longer to keep people's attention before, because I'll fall asleep. I know I'm the first one that'll go turn it on, be waiting for it. Next thing I know, I'll wake up and I'm watching a replay of it.
It's rough on our head over here on there. It don't come on till 1 o'clock and stay on till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Woo. By my time.
Let me get that. Just send me a email to that Gmail address there, buddy, and I will send that out to you tomorrow. I'll get everything boxed up later tonight. I've got a couple of videos to record that I've been staging. I should have done it today. But Ed, thanks for joining me, buddy.
Thanks.
You're always welcome. I love having you on. I'm glad you cleared the air, and I'm glad everybody's going to give naked hugs. Crispy Critter's probably gone. But guys, please look out for the guy or girl to your left. Please look out for the guy or girl to your right. Look out for each other. Share love with each other, guys. Life is short, and know that I love you all. Thank you for hanging out. I hope to see you next week. Peace.